for those launch parties coming out for your Manassas, May 21st, 8 p.m. at the Man Cave.
Old Time Manassas.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Old Time.
Sure.
Hell yeah! So
As we please support this man. We can't have this man up here just doing this.
flipping dime bags.
Dime bags is crazy.
They making comics in the Bing.
There's just a lot of absolute nonsense.
And all this dope shit, I came back. The only thing you motherfuckers have is felonies.
Welcome to the Any Last Words Pod. My name is Keion, aka Almighty the DJ.
And my name is Earl Lonnie Hooks. A very, very special thanks to everybody that will be joining us today on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. And please do not forget to follow us at ALW Pod on Instagram. The God in me honors the God in each and every one of you today. Episode 114.
Where's the time gone?
You have not seen this gentleman since 83 in Oscar. If you did not listen to that one, go back and watch it. I don't know what to expect today. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have no idea what to expect.
Me neither.
The creator of Decay.
Yes, sir.
The gruesome story of a young man.
Am I doing the picture? You?
Sure.
Listen, I thought we were doing it. I'm Anthony Stokes.
Welcome back.
It's glad to be back. I was just telling this is my favorite part of the comic book making process. Is like sitting down and like talking to you guys in person because I do a lot of these interviews and
I've been seeing you out here,
bro.
You're working.
Yeah.
I've been grinding. Like I need a lot of this.
Do you just how many of these do you drink a day? Sugar-free Red Bulls, honestly.
Honestly, this might be bad for the brand, but I'm actually switching to coffee now. But I need some kind of caffeine. Like it's
Bad
not
for
like
the brand.
right?
it's not as if I'm like, oh, I need a kick. It's like I'm falling asleep. So I used to work nights at my job.
Yeah.
And then, I forgot what it's called, but you stop being able to sleep. So I moved to days and my sleep schedule's still fucked up. So it's like
Insomnia.
it's not insomnia.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's just hard to get sleep. Like
Okay.
it's just
Okay.
your sleep quality just goes down.
Yeah.
And it's never picked back up. So like I'm like falling asleep and I need this, I could have slept in the day. I could have slept in the day. I could have left Chesapeake at 8:30, wake up at 6:30. Just
Damn.
just up,
Right.
So I need this to get through my day at this point,
Okay. Well, you and DK from Decay have both come back with a vengeance, sir.
Right.
I love that.
You are working in a way now. For people that didn't listen to the last one,
Shame on you if you did.
right? For sure. That's first and foremost. Secondly, there was clearly some discrepancy. We've gotten that all taken care of about why you didn't get here sooner before the Kickstart campaign.
Wonder what happened.
Right? We've gone through this. We brought her all. Listen, we're done. JP, we love you. Anyway, right? Oh man, see, all right. She's listening. You know she's not listening.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anywho, so we're doing it not only the right way this time.
This nigga filled my cup up halfway.
Wow. Here, have some more of mine.
We had mimosas last time. You were like, yo, this motherfucker loosen up.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. But
I just got back here from a brewery too, so
oh yeah,
Took the
buddy.
edge off.
oh man, I ain't take nothing off.
And now you're doing this a completely different way. Not just with this podcast, but as you said, your marketing is a completely different campaign this time.
yes.
And you've now done, this is the 6th
the 6
podcast?
Shit. Like this might be you talking about for in total or for Decay Issue 2?
For Decay Issue 2.
8th, 9th.
8th? Wow.
Oh yeah.
I had 5 or 6 this week.
Yeah.
So what exactly are you doing are you getting in contact with podcasters? Are podcasters getting in contact with you? I mean, I just think that's amazing for you to have done 9 interviews for this.
You wouldn't guess how many I have scheduled, which of course I want you to guess.
Go for it, Keion. You brought this up.
16.
35.
Damn.
35. And this is my favorite.
Wow. Well, thanks. Wow.
Yo.
Because I can do those from home. I got to drive up here for this one.
So, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. We do like to do things here.
So it was, I'm going to answer your question real quick with a little bit. So I was on Twitter, and to the start, I was hitting people up and I was getting no responses because I had like 200 followers. And then eventually things kind of took off, like the effort took off. And then it was like 60-70% me asking, and then people start to approach me. Oh, I like this. Do you want to come on and stuff like that?
Very nice.
Yes. So a healthy mix.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Because I don't have a publisher to do this stuff. And so it's all me. So
yeah, we saw some tweet that you had a little while ago. There was something like, "I'm not gonna publish it. Like, fuck this shit. Yeah. I'm not self-publishing this." This was
it was something like that.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of that.
Well, it was a series that's going to be like 25 issues long, and I'm like, well, if I can take you through a mini journey, I'm like, we had a conversation in October and November. Oh, Decay Issue 1, I didn't make any money. We've established that.
Yeah.
I lost money.
Yeah.
You might say I lost a lot of money.
It's part of the game.
So
yeah, it is part of the game.
But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, damn, I don't even know if this is sustainable. And I'm like, knowing me, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to stop. So like, we had a conversation with you when you were talking about marketing. And I was like, all right, like I have to do this to do what I want to do. And it was like, you can let your business die and probably end up in financial ruin, or you can learn how to do certain things like that. So
it's a great alternative.
Yeah.
So what I did was, there was an account with 5,000 followers, and following 5,000 people. I would follow them in like bunches of like 300 people. So I would go and follow them. Oh, you followed back? Thank you. You didn't follow back. 1 week later, unfollow. So that's how I gained a following. And I follow any podcast, anything with indie comics. I would just follow. And I started getting things back, and I wasn't getting the engagement. And I was like, damn, bro, like this is hard. Like even what I'm doing now. And then it was a certain point, and I think it was a little bit before I started doing this, I started networking. Like I actually started having real conversations with people. And then that's when it kind of took off to the point where it was like, damn, like I'm getting like 1,000 engagement on multiple posts a day, like multiple tweets a day. Like at this point, like I cracked the Kickstarter code. And now I've cracked the Twitter code, the algorithm for how to get engagement. So that's really good. Like we're going to find out in 3-4, what is May 3rd? It's going to pop off. This is April 28th. So we're going to see, because you never know until you hit that fucking button, until you hit that launch button. And then like now you know, but we're going to see how it looks.
So May 3rd is the launch of the Kickstarter campaign.
8 a.m.
And that
Eastern.
and that ends when? How long do people have?
30 days.
30 days.
But don't wait.
Kickstarter. Okay. All you got to do is go to Kickstarter.
You know what that is now.
Type in Decay.
No.
Oh, see. How do we get to it?
The link, the press kit I sent you.
Oh, no. How do the people get to it? Like if they go to Kickstarter,
you can probably search Decay, right? But it's tens of thousands of projects. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's better just click on a link. So if you'll put the Kickstarter in the bio of the podcast and then description, they can click on it there. But like, I can't give you the URL for
yes, and it'll also be on your Instagram as well as your Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter. I might tattoo the URL on my body.
And so tell the people the Twitter and the Instagram.
A QR code
at Stokes the Writer is the QR code. That's what I was thinking. The Twitter and the Instagram is Instagram.com/Decay Comic.
There you go. Okay,
yes.
Go and support,
please.
Very, very, very nice,
man.
So you were recently at a comic convention, like a Comicon?
Yes, sir. Wilmington. This is North Carolina?
North Carolina, Wilmington. Yeah, I used to live there.
Let's talk about it. Because you spoke about it when you were here on the last one.
Yeah.
You said that you had one coming up. I thought that was Virginia. Okay, so that was Hampton.
So, yeah.
Looked like you was getting some action.
You stupid. You stupid for that.
You know what? It's like...
It was a great Instagram post, though.
Thank you. No, it blew. Yeah, it popped off. Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Shout out to the lovely young lady that supported.
She was.
That couldn't have been that was the only person that you spoke to in there.
No, but she
but a special shout out to her.
I don't know her Instagram or Twitter. She was gorgeous, but yeah, she was so nice. I was like, hold the poster up high. And that poster right there available at decaycomic.com.
Yes,
she's like, hold the poster. She's like, I'll put a sticker across my stomach. And I was like, why don't we just take a picture? You're so nice. She took a picture. So the cons have been going, Okay. So my first con, the one we talked about, Hampton Comicon. So
start there,
bro. Getting this shit made was like so hard because you had the margins, you had to print on, you had like the bleed area and all this other stuff. You had to get it and you have to do all this stuff. So all I had at the con, at a table about this big, was like a bunch of these and like a bunch of those. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to like spread it out so I don't have too much white space, but like I only have 2 products,
right?
And I did pretty good, but it was the principle I had, I was like, I'm going to get like my teeth kicked in at this thing, but I'm going to learn. Like that was the thing. I was like, this is going to suck. Like, this is going to be embarrassing.
Get your teeth kicked in, like in what aspect?
This is going to fucking suck.
Like, he's just going to tank. He's going to be there with one product on a large ass table and look like a fool in front of people that have a vast array of shit at their
brackets, the banners. It's more than one person. Like it's
just Anthony. Post it up.
Hey, you like comic books? And, it's funny.
You like black people?
It's funny. I did really good at Hampton Comicon because a lot of black people supported. So that answers one of your previous ones.
Yeah, I did ask about that.
You did ask about that. Yeah.
Are the niggas there or what?
It was really bizarre because I didn't have any of the variant covers, and then like it's been going decent. Like I'm kind of at this point where I'm like, I kind of want the product to speak for itself. I like the word of mouth stuff. And I don't like necessarily the idea I have to buy this big banner and all this shit, but I have to do what I have to do. One of my sayings now is, if you have to do it, overdo it. So I'm trying to determine if I have to do the flowery, even having a second issue, this past con, it went pretty well. Cause I'm like, I'll buy one. It's like, you might as well buy 2. So I'm like doubling my sales already. And then when I go back to Hampton Comicon, like this year with all the black people, like, I'm like, oh, this shit gonna take the fuck off. Like I should be moving a lot more stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you were like, you're selling these.
Yes.
Was it a decent price point? What is,
this was a whole struggle too.
Yeah.
What do you sell a comic for?
Yeah, we're working, man.
I wanted to be $5.
Okay.
Because
that's reasonable. I don't think that's bad.
I think that's an easy thing to look in your wallet and say, yeah, I could do that. Yeah. Like I could definitely give this away.
Ask me how much it cost to make. $3.50. So
I thought he was okay. So
so you're not losing.
Ask me how much the bag and board is.
Oh yeah.
Ask me how much the damn table is.
Are you profiting?
You mean total? So I've been breaking even at the cons, except the Hampton Comicon, where like I've been kind of building up. Like the Wilmington joint was kind of dead a little bit, but the Hampton joint was like super lit, and that was like kind of towards the end of COVID, if you believe it. There's an end of COVID or whatever, but so I'm expecting to have a lot more success there, and my goal is basically to like incrementally build up to the point where, okay, I'll bring the fucking banner and stuff if I need to, but I want to just try to adding one element to find that middle ground to where, like, like I said, I still believe in, if I'm talking to somebody, I should be able to sell the product that way. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, that's what I believe. But I enjoy them, but there's 2 things. There's a special kind of loneliness to look to your left and the motherfucker's going crazy at his booth, and look to your right, and then this motherfucker's going crazy, and you're like by yourself. I brought a book one time.
Damn.
I read the Showtime Lakers book. Fantastic. But I read a book.
Very nice.
I read a book. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So shout out to that.
Congratulations.
Cut down for that book. And then, so it's a special kind of loneliness, and I'm by myself. I've never seen somebody at a booth by themselves selling comic books. It's always somebody else. And like, one person was supposed to show up and didn't show up. And then I know this a guy I work with is like, he's like a volunteer at the cons. He's like, your man's didn't show up. And I was like, no, my man's didn't show up. I'm just by myself. It's kind of quiet. It's not too bad. And then, these motherfuckers be walking through these cons, right? These motherfuckers got like trinkets. These motherfuckers got like pop Funko dolls. They got dolls. These motherfuckers are buying everything, selling everything, but comic books, bro. And then they look down at you. It's your little shit like, this motherfucker selling comic books at a Comicon? What the fuck?
Where's his bracelets at? Yeah, like you need some voodoo bracelets or necklaces and stuff like that. I know, but then we're talking about the cost. I know, man. It's rough.
I mean, how much it costs to put a bracelet together?
It's just more things, bro. It's just, I'm doing everything. It's just more. You know what I'm saying?
People like things.
They like things, but damn, like, can y'all buy the comic book?
He's a one-man army. He's I know.
Formidable army.
Right. He's trying to put it together, and you're right. People do like things. They really do.
Keion's right, and I'm getting a lot of good advice. I'm not speaking about you specifically, but like, it's a lot of people saying, you should do this incredibly time-consuming thing. It's like, all right, yeah, you're right. Like, sure, yeah. If I could stop time like the Flash, yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I would have all kinds of shit. But the reality is that with me doing everything, my time is very limited, and it's just more priority on other stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even write like I used to, like anymore, because I got to do the marketing, which is ultimately a good thing. But it's like it's a little frustrating for people to suggest things as if I would have again, I'm not talking about you. That's a good idea. I'm not talking about you, but like to just stuff that's like, yeah, no shit. Like it's just, it's just me. Like, and I'm looking to work with an indie publisher, and I've gotten some offers, but they had less followers than me. So I'm like, I'm not about to. What's the point? What's the point? Like,
what's the draw?
Yeah, bro. You look at the titles, I'm like, oh, that shit look kind of iffy. Like, and but I'm gonna work with them so they can send me a banner, they can do the news, they can do the boring shit I don't want to do, so I can do the fun shit that interests me, like coming up with. I mean, shit. I just came up with the one of the designs for issue 4.
Right. Damn. So this is a question I should ask, because we have what is going to be the cover
for issue 3
of issue 3 here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How long do you give yourself between like press tours and working on the next project? Because you said you don't even write, like you're not writing nearly as much as you used to. So are you just trying to put as much energy as you have into the marketing, into the conventions, the 35 interviews that you have lined up, and then after that you'll get started back onto the writing?
You say give myself time? What is that?
Okay, understood.
And just a continuation of that question. The story for this, not issue 3 specifically, but the story for Decay, do you kind of have like a vision that's already down the road?
Decay's written.
The entire, like in its entirety.
It's a 5-issue series. It's already written.
Okay,
it's been written for about a year.
Got you.
So when I say I'm not, so he has a script. So it's like you got to compartmentalize. So I can have him working over here. I'm working with my Twitter friends over here. I got my Instagram friends over here. I got my Facebook. So it's like it's a little bit of like keeping things separate. So yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm exhausted.
Take another sip.
I'm fucking, oh man, I need this. Yeah, so it's all done, because to me it's more important. Like, to me, it wasn't 5 different stories. It's one story split up 4 times.
Right.
Yeah. And I actually want to show you guys something, because that's the issue 3 cover, and I did get this done. And this is for issue 4, which a single frame has not been drawn for. But yeah, that's the new shit. That's the new shit. Available for $5. Not bad price, I don't think.
No, it's not.
And then the poster is where you kind of make it, where your margins are really fat.
I think I saw this.
I did see that.
Okay. Okay.
So this is
that's for issue 4. That's a variant cover for issue 4.
I like it.
Thank you so much.
Got that Molotov up there.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we finally got to figure out what the symbolism behind this very mysterious and eerie photo was of this, I don't know, seemingly ill-intended black man with a Molotov cocktail lit in his hand.
Yes.
I'm finally glad we got to see exactly how that played out in the second issue.
Yeah, and like the marketing is really cool, because I really studied, like I was a consumer first, and I consumed, when I was a kid, I consumed novels, comic books, manga, TV, movies. So I understand marketing, like or at least understand how to make a cool image. And you want to give somebody like 20% of the story, or there's some, I wish I thought this out better, but there's some percentage of the story that you give and you obfuscate. And a lot of it was somebody who was like, hey, I want to make sure the audience knows I can make all this stuff out. I'm like, don't do that. Like, let them think, let their mind work a little bit. So I'm glad you said that. Like, I feel vindicated. I think it's a good cover. And in person, like it's like kind of like a yellow, like an orange from the light. It's so gorgeous. The print for issue 2 came out like beautifully.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah. I think that the transition from 1 to 2, now it's like, now that I know that there are 3 more coming out,
right.
It's like, whoa, like, okay.
Right. Yeah.
That's interesting. This goes on for 3 more issues.
Right.
Okay.
I think it's like a tight, like it's like a tight story. Like it has a definitive ending,
Right.
Which is good. I think like I was saying, if you want to make something, let's say you're watching a TV season and it's like 3 episodes may be great. 3 episodes are probably good. Like, let's say the episode is bad. You're not going to fall off because you're like, okay, this is heading to a conclusion. But I'm like, if you got something with no ending in sight, that shit needs to be bust. Like every part of it needs to be good. And I do think this is good, but I also think it's aided by like, hey, we're heading towards a conclusion, which hopefully you can feel, like you can tell.
Now, last time you talked about how you love the one thing specifically you would like to be known for is your dialogue.
Yes, sir.
Right? And how you just listen to people. You observe your friends, whomever, it could be somebody on a bus, and you're just listening to the way that people talk. So you have a more grounded understanding of how people truly interact with one another. And you might just take these things, put them in your back pocket, use it for later. I also saw on that clip on Instagram from the Two Geeks Talking podcast that you were on, that you're trying to allow a lot of, well, you said that people want to see the graphics, which people do, because this is beautiful graphics. Again, shout out to him, because he's killing it.
Yes.
But so that you're trying not to do so much with dialogue, so that people can just follow the story along with the graphics.
It's a visual medium. So novels, and that's why I don't read novels, because novels are not a visual medium. So I can definitely take some things away, but you use a different part of your brain to do that stuff. There's a couple of reasons. 1, I'm paying for the art. I want you to see the art.
Yeah.
2, you have to be more clever. Like, it's more clever to show than not to tell. And it makes your brain work a little bit harder. And that was the thing, is like, I love dialogue. But, and again, I don't want to be like those filmmakers that I bring up where I'm like, yeah, they don't have any self-control. They're self-indulgent. I can't have ego when I'm writing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love dialogue. I fucking love dialogue. But this doesn't need dialogue as much as like a TV show or a movie or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big comic reader, but the comics that I have looked into, mostly in the newspaper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a ton of dialogue. It's really about the art. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you said something, I forgot what you said. You called yourself a conversational constructor or some shit. I forgot what you called yourself.
Conversational engineer.
Yeah. Conversational engineer. And I think I do something. I would consider myself one of those as well. So I'm gonna steal your title.
Understood.
But it's like different. You know what I'm saying? So
better copyright that.
Right, I know, right? Man, running off of my shit. Doing all this marketing. Next thing I know, Anthony Stokes, the conversational engineer. Exactly.
Never. That's crazy. Never in my life. So the reason why I'm working for it so much, because I saw this dude, like, variant covers are like probably like my second favorite thing, aside from like having a great conversation like this, or Two Geeks Talking. I got some other things I'm really looking forward to, because the variant covers are like, all right, you're not even beholden to the art style from the comic book. So it's extra dope. It's like, so we're tethered from anything, like anything we can anything we can think of, we can do. And it's so fucking exciting. And, I was like, hey man, cause I'm always looking for variant. I'm like, how much is your cost? And he's like, oh, like 250 or 200 euros. He's British or yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, what are you thinking? I was like, oh, you can do this. And he was like, yeah. I'll start right now. I was like, fine.
Trying to lock that in.
Yeah. And he works he did that in 1 day. Jeez. I'm like, holy shit. And so I'm like, a day later, I had a cover, and I was like, all right, I can take the cover, and then the dimensions for the cover and the print are the same. So I can just print out the cover essentially. So it's like, I'll make the money from the cover back either through printing, but the margins are better through the poster. Okay. So if that costs a certain amount of money to print out, and then I charge $5, and then that's how I pay for the variant covers. That's also why I have an issue 4 variant cover, and not a single panel has been drawn for that.
Okay.
Yeah. I just thought it was a cool story.
Not a single panel. We're already there with the cover.
Yeah.
And I kind of have to slow down because like I do have like a finite amount of like resources and money. Like I'm doing really good, but like you don't want to you don't want to go too much, like, and I will make the money back, like, but it's like you don't want to
overextend yourself.
Yeah, basically, like I gotta make sure I can pay my bills, like basically.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, damn, I'm about to run myself into financial ruin. It's like to me, it's like this is like life or death, like to me, because I'm like I'm gonna fuck my life up because I'm gonna keep making comic books, like, like I'm, you know what I'm saying. So the I can honestly say the business has been taken off like in a way that like it's so nice to see the hard work pay off, because like I can work hard, like I have no problem working hard, but it's like when that shit don't pay off, that's when you get fucked up. Like it's paying off now, so.
I can understand that.
Well, yeah, it's not easy, man. I mean,
you're a one-man army.
It's one person, bro. And then like I had my boys came with me to the con. It was like, oh my God, this is like so cool. Like somebody else is here with me to experience this weird ass shit that you see at these things. And I was like, there's a guy who was like reading it. Oh, I like this. I was like, oh, this is great. He said, how much is it? I said, oh, it's like $7 or $8. And he was like, oh, and it's like this slow gravity away from the table. And I was like, look, I'm telling my boy, like, didn't it seem like he was about to fucking buy a copy?
Do people not come there to
buy comics?
To purchase things?
They come to purchase everything but fucking comic books.
Really?
They come there to purchase fucking dolls and fucking Lego figures and fucking figurines and fucking crocheted goddamn Pokemon and like everything but comic books.
I mean, you couldn't have been the only person there with a comic on your table, right?
Are you sure? It's like 3 people. It'll be 3 booths out of like 100. Like, so it's
that are actually. Okay, yeah, because I had the wrong idea.
Yeah.
I thought that what you were saying is people are selling comic books, but they're also selling a bunch of other shit at the table.
No, it might as well be like the section of GameStop with all the merchandise for a lot of these tables. Like a lot of tables are cool.
Wow.
They'll crochet like Pokemon, and that's like, okay, that's cool. But a lot of it's just a Funko Pop doll display. I'm like, man, what the fuck y'all doing? Y'all gotta rock.
I wonder if these are companies or people like selling their personal collections.
It's companies, bro. It's companies because it's a. I don't know the exact. I haven't thought. I don't know why they do it, but you got to think like it's probably easier to just pay a bunch of people like $300, set it up, than like having a storefront. Certainly,
right.
So they probably just be at Comicons, just like all over the place.
Probably, bro. And it's just not. It's not fair because truthfully, I'm all for competition, but like even me, if I'm walking past something I don't recognize and then I see Game of Thrones over there, like my eyes are automatically gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you're competing for visual real estate.
Yes.
And it's barely, like I said, maybe a good con will have 5 comic book vendors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Out of 100, out of 150, out of like a whole auditorium, like Osborne times 2 tables.
Yeah.
Wow. 5 people selling comic books. And I try to run out, and then I'm at the desk by myself, so I can't even like network like I want to. Like I got to go to the very end. It was like I try to like step. I can't go to the bathroom. It's a marathon, bro. Like it is like a how bad do you want it check.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
You just got to keep it moving.
Yeah, and I love the sprint, but shit, like they can only do so much.
Yeah, no. You gotta cross crunchy this one. Like you gotta take your time.
And hopefully you'll have somebody there next time that'll could sit alongside you so you can go take a piss.
I doubt it.
The last time since we didn't read it, we didn't get to talk about volume 1.
I wonder why that was.
Right. What
happened?
We didn't get to talk about it at all.
Right.
We don't need to give too much away about volume 2, but we can get a little bit into volume 1 that leads into volume 2.
You guys can say whatever you want. My thing is that, like, look, I don't know how many of your audience reads comic books. Mm-hmm. Who knows? Let's just have a good discussion. Okay. Then, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel.
You support. Just support regardless.
Right.
Just support. It doesn't.
Please.
It doesn't.
I might have to start selling drugs to
because you're not going to be seeing the graphics as we. Please support this man. Yeah. We can't have this man out here doing this.
Flipping dime bags.
Comic books. Dime bags is crazy.
To be making comics in the Bing.
Bro. Dog.
All this nigga gonna have is crayons.
Man, it's getting scary.
All right, so volume 1. Now you have just recently, Keion, just as I have gone through both of these things. I went through both of these just like 3 or 4 times in the past like 2 weeks just to do it. I actually read volume 2 to 2 people. I read it to them. Face to face, I made, I made it dramatic and everything. I put on the voice. Even when there were like little graphics, like split, like I put the whole thing sploosh. Like I read it to people.
Who did you read it to?
2 of my friends. One of them being my roommate.
Did he like it?
Yeah.
Does he want a copy?
Yeah, I don't see why. Like, I don't think he was like, "Yo, go get me a copy," but he will definitely have one.
I like that because, as of right now, it feels like it's only me selling these copies. Like, whatever happens, I'm selling the copies. Maybe Kickstarter will kick in, but it is nice, like, to have somebody else like riding for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like I have now. That I don't want to say I didn't have it, but it feels like a lot more pronounced. Like people. I might have sent this fucking thing like 300 people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, can I send this to somebody? Like, fucking please. Like, it's on a Google Drive. It's on a Google Drive, so it's like I wanted to be able to send this thing out instead of PDFs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Like, appreciate it like crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
You would think that more people would do that, but
especially because it's not a novel, because it's not a long read. Like, it's not going to take too long.
Some people will say it's too fast to read
to go through this thing. Oh yeah, right. So that was a little bit of what we spoke about.
I do have some smoke to get off. I mean, this has been a pretty pleasant pod.
That was a little bit of what you got last time. So I guess I should ask you before we actually get into any of the details. How was the reception for the second one?
Great.
Okay,
but with some exceptions, which
right.
I'm hoping not
just like the first one though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like it's okay.
Everybody's a critic.
Not me.
Do it.
Not anymore.
Do it, Anthony. Do it.
Listen, everybody, it's subjective. Here's the thing. I don't mind subjective. Hey, here's what I think. You could be better. I don't mind it at all. When you overstep the subjective and become like try to talk objectively, like I had this guy say. He has another crazy story with me. Please remind me. He was like, I was like, you say, let me know what you think, but you're being polite. In reality, for this guy, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, here's a comic book. Just give me money. Leave me alone. Bro was like, hey, I mean, that was kind of short. I'm like, it's 28 pages long. That's not short. Like that's average, if not maybe slightly below average, maybe even slightly above average. And a lot of those Marvel pages, like, they don't read comic books. So I'm like, why are we having this conversation? You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, what you should do is, you should stack up the issues and release them month to month so people don't lose interest. I'm like, okay, now we're not talking about how you feel. You're projecting how you feel into other people, and you're implying that people are going to lose interest, but they're not. People like waiting on a good project. Like, you think if fucking Beyonce released an album tomorrow, people won't like. If fucking Outkast, like Gorillaz was gone, like on hiatus, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people like to wait for high quality. Like, if it's a good product, people wait for it.
Right.
Also, who the fuck is going to pay for it? Like, I'm telling you, I'm working on issue 3, the art for issue 3 and 4, and I'm like, this shit's kind of rough. So you want me to make 5, you want me to sit on like, let's just say $15,000. Let's just say, and you want me, because you maybe this isn't enough story for you. And then that's the thing. It's like, that's when I say, don't talk to me like I haven't done my research or I didn't think of that because that's fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right.
If you make your own art and you're writing your own stuff, that makes sense because your only resource is time. That doesn't make sense. I have to pay for the page. Right. So I can't pay for 100 pages and just eat that. And you're the only person. It's like another person who's like so damn smart. Like one of them dumbass smart motherfuckers. One of them stupid. And it's like,
he said he had some smoke to get off.
I got this, bro. And the dudes, I'm like, so do you read a lot of comics? No. You ever buy a comic? No. You buy any comic? No. And I'm like, I'm trying to lead you to the
point here.
The point where like you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
But it's just too dense. That shit went right in, right out. On the other end, it was people that read a lot of comic books where they say the art isn't good. And the art is good. The art is good, but Marcelo is still learning. You know, I'm still learning. It's not flawless. Like it doesn't look like a traditional comic book. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have the polish. You know what I mean? Which is, you can say that. Motherfucker said, oh, you know, a more veteran artist will probably help here. And I said, I'm going to stop you right there, bro. I'm going to stop you right there. This is my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Yeah, like, or imagine somebody said, like, oh, that Keion guy, he's not here for every episode. Maybe you can be more consistent if you got a no calls. You would tell him to shut the fuck up, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you tell him that, like, bro, that's my man's. Fuck off, bro.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I didn't ask you, bro. I didn't ask. I said, what'd you think of the comic? I didn't ask what you think of my business model. What you think of my artist? You know what I'm saying? So, as long as it's subjective, I'm 100% fine. Because and I also, what the one person said, I was like, you're being like, I said, I don't know. You're being condescending. And he's like, you're not being condescending to like Jordan Peele and fucking Quinter. You think they know I fucking exist? Like, I don't have those resources, damn it. Like, if I had millions of dollars, this shit would be flawless, bro.
Right, yeah.
So it's a bunch of people that don't like what I know I come off a certain way, but my confidence comes from the fact that if I need to learn something, I will. If I need to learn something and apply it, I will. But it's not like I know everything. But when you come from a stance of like, I know enough, but you don't, and you're unwilling to learn, you don't ask the questions to get informed about, I want to help you with your business. Do I need help? Help me with what? What do I need? What do I need help for?
Right.
This motherfucker offer me. I've had two different people like offer me thousands of dollars. So like, I want to get in on this. I want to get on this. And like two people that I they're cool, but like not all money's good money, right? Motherfucker want to come be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna give you $5,000. I said no. Kickstarter's coming out August 24th. You can do that.
Walked away from it.
I wish I walked away. And
yeah, because what sort of equity was he about to have? Like,
exactly.
He was about to take this shit from him.
Exactly. And I understand it's like you're not trying to. And I wish
need you to write 5 more issues by 2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need you to have these on my desk by Friday.
Nigga's about to become the majority owner.
Yeah.
Never. But let's say bro came into some money, right? Let's say you had somebody you wanted to invest. You know what I'm saying? You might say, like I said, what can I help you with? What do you need help with? But yeah, you don't know. I'm not an entertainment lawyer. I don't know any entertainment lawyers. You don't know what that money entitles you to. You know what I'm saying? Even then, I'm kind of like bearing the lead a little bit. So we're at a launch party for those launch parties coming out for your Manassas, May 21st, 8 p.m. at the Man Cave.
Old Town Manassas.
Yeah, I was about to say that's Old Town, right?
Sure.
Hell yeah! So
when is this?
This is May 21st.
May 21st,
8 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. So I did those posters, which I largely gave out for free, and I said, look, they're free with the donation. We had pizza, we had wine. This motherfucker comes up to the table with a piece of pizza in his mouth and a cup of wine on the other side and grabs 2 posters. I said, dog, 2 posters. I said, dog, you gonna donate? He said, how about instead of a charity, I give you, we become partners. I said, I'd rather take the charity at this moment. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We become partners.
Like,
nigga,
like, who are you?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, that was the pitch. Like,
I've known him for years. I've known him for like a decade.
You know this guy.
And that's why I didn't tell him to fuck off. But I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right, bro. I'm hearing, and like, I was like, okay, dude, 4 or 5 years ago, you prayed to God for somebody to invest in you like this. So I said, he has good intentions. And like I said, I don't think they would try to take over on some shit. I understand. Bro came to some money. He was just trying to look out for his boys, which I appreciate. The heart was in the right place. So I come with the idea. I said, bro, I'm going to do an ID that's a one-off. So I'm not really worried about the rights because the cost for a lawyer is going to cost the money you're trying to offer me. You can get all the returns. I'll do a Kickstarter. I can guarantee you 3K, like 3 out of 5 of your 5K investment. So we're talking. I was like, yeah, like, how's it looking? What do I need? He's like, I need this. I need some more stuff. He's being kind of vague. He's like, I kind of need you to make a business plan. I said, bro, I'm not making a fucking business plan. This is when I'm having mental breakdowns about issue 1 and how big of a financial hole I was in.
right.
I didn't tell a lot of people about it, but I'm like, cause people see the $3,700 and I'm like, I'm sitting over here sweating. I'm like, oh fuck, like this, like, this paid for half of this shit, but we're doing better now. And I'm sitting down with him. I'm like, bro, I'm not making a business plan for you. I have other shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not where my interests are in the business plan. And even he said something earlier, cause I have like one of the covers, I ordered like 1,000 of them to get the margins real low so I could sell them for $5. So I just got boxes at the fucking crib. Just got boxes. I can make a comic book box fort. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, I want to get the price down so I can give them away for free. He's like, nah, never that. I'm like, is this your fucking comic book? Is your name Anthony Stokes? Bro, did I get cloned or something, bro? It's my shit. What you mean? So this is a real presumptuous individual, right? And I'm like, I'm not giving you. And he's like, oh, you don't even believe in it. He said, you only gave me $3,000 off a $5,000 investment, which is like pretty fucking good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. 3,000 on 5,000 like back is not that bad, especially in something like comic books. And I was like, bro, the Kickstarter could have made more money. At this point, that Kickstarter could have made 6, 7, 8K. You know, we going to see March 3rd. And I was like, bro, I'm not doing all that. You came to me. I didn't come to you asking for $5,000. You came to me. He was like, oh, well, if this was Shark Tank, you ain't fucking Mark Cuban, bro. No. We sitting in Old Town Manassas, bro. You ain't fucking Mark Cuban. He was like, well, you're lucky because, like other investors. I said, you're lucky because I wasn't fucking looking for investors, bro. I wasn't looking for them. So the reception for issue 2 has been pretty good. But there's been some dumb shit. There's been some stupid shit. 100%.
No, go ahead.
I would even say it's been better. I think issue 2 is better than the first one. First off, there's no onomatopoeias, so that's boom, bang. Go ahead and do your
sploosh, split. those were it was sploosh and split.
Yeah, and the letterer was he's like, I've been waiting to use this fucking sound effect for weeks.
This font.
Yeah, he was like, hell yeah. He was like, yeah. He had a good time with that, and it was kind of like probably a conscious choice at one point, but I forgot. So I feel like issue 2 is better. I feel like the print is better. I just think it's better.
I agree. Cool. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I just thought that issue 2 it really just got to the action, and I don't know. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So let's talk about volume 1.
Okay.
And let's lead into it because we never got a chance to talk about any of this sort of stuff.
It's getting dreadful.
Okay. First and foremost,
scary hours.
Yes, because again, that's the whole thing. Dread, right?
Yes.
So we're trying to have this lingering feeling of demise.
Yeah.
At all points in time. First and foremost, the characters.
Yeah.
Right? 2 best friends, seems like. I thought that it was fascinating that they were these like freelance bartenders.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I told you, I was just like, all right. Like that's a very singular job description to have. Right? Okay, cool. These guys pop up at a party. They're trying to get their Instagram followers up. They're trying to get some money.
They relate.
And some unsavory gentlemen walk into the party as they usually do. We've been to a lot of them. You see them.
Yes.
You know who the guys are.
I'm looking at the page right now.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right, exactly. I got to open to the page right now. And, one of them looks like Fat Trail. The other one looks like the baby.
They say it looks like me, to be honest. That's you. I'm like, if you buy a fucking copy, it can be me. I'll be every character. Damn.
Yo. I didn't even know you even knew who Fat Trail was. That's why that's half the reason why that's funny.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I can see that. I can definitely see why you would not think that. Yeah. These guys have beef at the party.
Smoke.
The posse starts screaming at each other. Smoke, as he says, ensues.
My favorite subject.
And bullets start flying.
You a smokeologist?
I am now.
Bullets start flying. Has to calm down the sugar-free Red Bull. He's got to do something to tame that.
I got another one around somewhere.
And his friend, DK's friend, gets hit.
Yeah.
Stray bullet.
Yeah.
On the ground.
Yes.
Soon afterwards, DK is also hit by a bullet. So you're thinking, okay.
Can I say something? Ask you real quick. Did you get the reference?
The reference
with the might be.
At the very beginning of the book, there is something that says, "Please."
Right there. It's Frankenstein, bro.
The reference. There is a bullet going through the neck. Yes.
Okay.
Because you a literary guy.
There's also what I did catch, and I was proud I caught this, is, well, I mean, it's not a huge thing, but at the very beginning of the book, it does say, please don't go, don't leave, right? Like, you're seeing these things in just black.
Yeah.
And so you're assuming with the graphics that go along with that, especially once the friend gets hit, that is what he is feeling. That is what he is saying to his friend.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's not until later on that you actually realize that that's his sister.
Right.
That's saying that into the cosmos, if you will, the voodoo cosmos, right? To help summon this guy back. Now, as soon as this guy dies, I don't know about the rest of the people that read this, it's just like, okay, well, he's dead.
Yes.
He just got hit with a bullet in the side of his neck. Yeah. So
that's a one-hitter quitter.
So where does this go now? Right? Mm-hmm. We know that the sister's into voodoo. Okay, something's gonna happen here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
He dies. She's crying. She works at the morgue. She sees him. Can't work on her. Her friend, her colleague decides, don't worry about this. I got this. Going to get out of here. Mm-hmm. She's at the funeral. She gives him the necklace that she has crafted.
Available at decaycomic.com.
Oh, yeah.
The necklace?
Yeah. See? Now you need the necklace at the next comic convention.
Yeah. Bro, I got to get those custom made. It's so damn hard. It's so hard.
What sort of jewel is it? What are you using? What is it? Just glass?
It's a crystal. I know you're in the house. It's a crystal.
No. I know you in the
pink. I don't know.
What is it? Ruby, sapphire, topaz, quartz, emerald, amethyst, granite.
They're just like pink.
Pink plastic.
Cubic zirconiums.
Pink plastic.
Pink plastic.
Okay. Yeah. And that's pretty much how the story ends. The guys leave, the unsavory gentlemen leave, they get away, everything's fine. Make eye contact,
which is very important.
Everybody at the party, their ass is fat, by the way. Just throw that in there. Everyone's ass is fat. We've talked about this before.
Yes.
Right?
Shouts out to Marcelo.
We move on to the second one.
Yes.
And, okay, you have an understanding, you have an inkling that this guy is going to be coming back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which he does at the very beginning.
Yes.
What you don't know is that he's going to be steadily finding out a slew of powers that he now has.
Yep.
Go ahead, Keion.
Let me tell you, when that man took the necklace off and collapsed, I kind of I laughed. That was just the funniest thing to me.
No, that is funny. But I think that's important to have, because as you said, comedy along with the dread. You yes. need the comedic aspect. You want to laugh through it at the same time.
The big ass thud.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like it's kind of tongue in cheek. Like, you can't have it be super duper dour all the time. And that was my problem with the Batman. It's just like this. It's a man.
Stop. No, because I was going to ask you about that. Let's talk about it later.
Let me just finish let me cook. But it's like, this motherfucker's in the bat suit, and it's just like Nirvana playing in the background. I'm supposed to take this 100% serious? Sure. This is like, okay, there's funny moments. There's some anime there, bro, when the dude gets stabbed in the neck in his face, he's like, it's like so fucking funny. But there are moments of levity that don't break when he sits up in the bed. Like, that shit was.
Yes.
It's moments of levity, and
yes.
You get to stretch, my dialogue legs a little bit. But it is important to this is a kind of a ridiculous premise, like, it's a little silly.
It's ridiculous, but but within the realm of ridiculousness, right? You can make it make sense,
yes,
right, and play around with it. And there's a lot of room with it if we know that we're going to have fun with this at the exact same time as we're going to tell this story about revenge of some sort, revenge, love, despair, hope. There's a lot of different things at play here.
Yes,
even actually, let's pause here for a second. What is DK's friend's name that died?
Marcus,
right. Here's something kind of deep. Marcus dies. DK comes back immediately. He's like, yo, where's he at?
Yeah.
Like, we can bring him back. Like, let's get him.
Yeah.
he goes back, finds that he's not in the morgue anywhere. Right? First of all, she tells him, stay here. First thing he does is leave. He goes, right? Like, she was just like, don't go. Like,
she said, stay out of sight.
Stay out of sight. First thing he does is leave. Right? Which he could have been in someone's sight. And anyway, he goes to the morgue and doesn't find Marcus.
Yeah.
Clearly, the sister comes back. Hey, where the fuck is Marcus? Yeah, about that. It's cremated.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
They buried DK.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
listen, you know what? You got it.
Well, some people get cremated.
Some people get cremated. Her logic was that they had to move they had to move it up. You know, if you want to look, I'm not gonna do too much. I'm not gonna do too much. But that's a legitimate point. And like I said, like it's kind of like your suspicion of disbelief. But there are you can poke holes in the plot. Like, that's a fair thing to point out. Like what a motherfucker will do is it'll be like, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? I'm like, damn, do you even like the shit? Oh, I loved it. It's so good. I wanted to make it perfect. It's like, bro, Jesus. Y'all don't give Jordan Peele this all the time.
Yo, he does not fuck with Jordan Peele.
I love Jordan Peele.
But
I have a funny story about Jordan Peele too. But
as we got a few stories we got to get to. I haven't forgotten about the cup. We're gonna get to it. But the thing is, once you find out that he's been cremated, he was like, "Well, couldn't we have brought him back? Like, didn't right?" And he inquires about that, and she asked, would he have wanted to come back? Right. Let's pause here for a second.
She didn't give DK that choice.
Well, she wasn't going to. That's his brother.
Well, DK had to choose.
You coming back.
Well, DK had to choose. That's what he said. Like, do you want to come back in issue 1? And he said yes, because him and his sister are really close. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only living family member that he has. So now
she asked, would he want to come back?
Yeah.
To which he responds, first of all, he's emotional.
Yeah.
So which he responds, well, if it wasn't for the nigga Trey, he didn't say that, but if it wasn't for him,
there's no N-word,
right? Then he wouldn't have to choose. Like, he wouldn't have to make that decision. But off the rip, with that in place, with that dialogue in place, how wild is it? I'm going to take a quick break here for a second, a cliffhanger. I'll be right back. All due respect to Regina King. I heard through the ether that her son had recently passed and it was a suicide, right? Mm-hmm. Very sad. Very, very rich, wealthy situation going on.
Oscar winner, Regina King.
And this person passes the way that they do. And I think that in that situation, it's almost impossible to not question who you were to that person. Mm-hmm. What you did. I think it's a very human thing to just think, how did I contribute to this at all? Right? What could I have given more of my time? Could I have given more of my attention? Was there something I didn't see? Like, there's questions you can ask yourself about a situation like that. Mm-hmm. I can't see it any other way. Now, come back to this moment where she's asking him, would he have wanted to come back? And he responds very emotionally. There's not a certain, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, he would have wanted to.
I don't think he planned on dying that day.
Yeah.
But he didn't respond that way.
Right.
I don't know as a reader that DK even truly knows the answer to that question. We don't know these people's backstory like that.
Yeah.
And how many times, we've talked about it a million times on this podcast, how many times have we spoken about how you don't really know all the times what's going on with your homies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you don't know the deeper, darker links that are going on. And maybe some of the more boisterous, funny ones, i.e. Marcus, could really have some deep, dark shit going on. And that's a lot of the reason why they do what they do. Mm-hmm. And they clown around and joke around so much. I'm not putting all that on this character.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, to be asked that question after your friend dies, would he have wanted to come back? At some point after your emotions subside, you might come back to that question and have to think about that.
Yeah.
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 Would he have wanted to come back?
Yeah.
Was he was he really happy? What how did I contribute to his life? What did I not say to him? What sort of doors were just left open that I never got to, all the things I never got to reconcile with this person? You just start to have those sorts of things. So I thought about that when that scene happened. Like, that's a little bit deeper than just to gloss over it for a second.
Right.
Like, we don't know.
Right.
And DK might not know either.
Right.
Which is maybe why he just reacted as emotionally as he did.
Well, the point is that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is, where's that Molotov cocktail? That Molotov cocktail, I'm popping up.
And it's kind of like a little bit like I remember in my favorite movies, Endgame, when it's not one of my favorite movies, but I really enjoyed it. When Thor
Thought you were more of an Infinity War guy.
I am. That's why I misspoke. But he chops off Thanos, he kills Thanos, and it's like, what next? You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, we killed him, but shit, our friends are still dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's an absolution that, like, this being a comic book, like, yeah, some shit can happen, but your man's is a pile of ash. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
What made you choose Molotovs? Like, what you got some fascination with that?
Yeah, that's another singular thing. Like them being freelance bartenders. Like, I got the Molotov cocktail on.
Because that's not really like, I feel like that's not usually the first choice of weapon. So
if somebody kills you, Keion, I'm not pulling up with a Molotov cocktail. I don't even know how to do that. Like,
so if I was gonna lie and act like, oh, they were bartenders, so he used a Molotov cocktail. No, that's not what man was saying. The reality is that he doesn't have, like, what is he supposed to find a gun? It's like if you look at the page there, he uses like embalming fluid from the morgue.
Yeah,
because that's what he had.
That's what he had at the moment.
Actually, I'm sorry. I want to backtrack for a second back to the morgue. He touched a dead body.
Yes.
And
so this came after what we're talking about now.
That was after the fight?
It was like, no, the moment you're talking about is the very next moment that you're talking about.
It was after the question that was asked. Yeah. So he touches the body. If I remember correctly, that person, like, opens their eyes and that person's voice is channeled through DK.
Yes.
You got it.
So that's just kind of just one of those weird powers that he just kind of got. Do you want to...
As we're saying, you slowly start to realize a slew of powers. I mean, this isn't really a power, but, well, him being able to come back from the dead is a power.
Yeah.
Right? It's not his. It was gifted to him.
Right.
But the fact that he can now go around and commit heinous crimes and just be caught by the police as if he is dead, brought to the morgue, and then wake back up is a power.
Yeah.
Like, that's a wild power to have.
Well, I wanted something that was different, right? And I started with this story from the ending, like the very ending, and worked backwards. So I got to play kind of coy for the story reasons, but I just thought it was like, okay, this is still a comic book, and this is going to be something that's, like, different, and something that is something that, like, okay, this is iconic. Like, this is the iconic moment. This is what becomes like a comic book story, almost like a supervillain origin story.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all you're getting out of me.
Understood?
I don't know if you can answer this question, but do you plan to have DK just, like, die and come back more, like, often?
I'll play coy a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Because, I mean, that would make sense.
Right.
That is, I mean, like, first of all, it makes so much sense. Like, I'm going to get out of so much. You've set it up. His sister works at the morgue.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to do whatever I want, act like I'm dead, get sent back there. I'm just going to respawn. Basically. I'm just going to keep respawning and coming back and doing every deed I need to do.
It reminds me of that movie I was telling you about, The Old Guard.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that on Netflix.
Charlize Theron?
No, I did not say that.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, it wasn't. I love Charlize. I've argued that Charlize is like a top 5 actor right now. Like, and she should be acknowledged as like one of the best working actors ever, frankly, because amazing actress.
Also very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put that on top, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Damn, got talking about Charlize Theron in my.
You better start serving my water with lemon.
Can I have some more of that?
You want some more? Yeah. Whoever wants some more water, I got some more water.
I don't have mimosas this time.
I was over here drinking the regular, then I had some of the blue bottle.
I always have just like lemon and lime.
Yeah,
I was served mimosas last time. I guess that's all.
Yeah. But he also came from a brewery and has sugar-free Red Bull on. He is fine. He is completely.
Did y'all see my promo for the sugar-free Red Bull thing?
Yes, I did.
I thought y'all might get a kick out of it.
You gotta relax.
So Red Bull to run him his money.
Yeah, he needs a check.
I gotta make some money somehow.
Do you have any other observations about Volume 2 that you would like to talk about?
Can I say one of my favorite things about it?
Yes.
Is that there is a verbal lead in to the next scene, like pretty much every time. Like he walks in, he just got buried. She says, yeah, you smell like shit. Gets in the shower. That leads to the necklace. Where's the morgue? Goes to the morgue. It's like everything is like very much like a consequence of the previous scene. Mm-hmm. And that was something that was like super cool, like to me, that like I got to do that at least half the time.
Also, what we didn't even bring up, since we're going through the slew of powers and just seemingly mystical shit going on, another thing that we're going to have to figure out at some point in time is that this fucking crystal is filling up with some shining, beaming liquid, right? So we'll just have to stick around and see what the fuck that's about.
Right.
Yeah. You got to pay the $6.99. DecayComic.com and find out.
Do we know if we find out what that is in Volume 3? We don't. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, we gotta stick around.
Yeah, you gotta
stick around.
I will say, because when I was reading Volume 2, I remembered you saying that you're a big Tarantino guy.
Yeah.
And
I know what you're about to say.
It shines through, especially in episode 2. Because I'm like,
it's the row of feet.
Oh, Keion was not thinking that, but that is funny.
Well, he put that in there. I don't know why he did that shit, but I was like, oh, this is like a Quentin Tarantino thing. Hell yeah. Like, right. And again, it's kind of funny. Like, it adds like that. If you want to look at this like a black comedy, I mean, feel free, good to have a ball, you know what I'm saying? Right, so right. I like that. But
I was more so talking about the violence.
Yeah.
Like the throats being slid.
Yeah.
The Molotovs, like.
Yeah, because I didn't quite think that was going to be the case. Like the first one, DK, he seems like a nice guy, right? Like, yeah. He seems like a pretty solid guy.
It's smoke.
But he came back different.
Yeah.
He came back a little different. So when he's throwing these Molotov cocktails, he's slicing people's throat. He's like, he is after these people.
Yeah.
He blames them for their friend, his friend being killed, and you can call, you can also say like, maybe this is somebody who was angry previously. You don't know. Like, you don't know exactly what he had going on. But basically, like, the consequence of death has removed. I don't think he would be doing this stuff if he was alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, fully alive.
Right.
And, yeah, so the violence to me, it has to be aesthetically cool. It has to make sense. And it has to be graphic in a way that's like, like it has to have real weight behind it. Mm-hmm. Like everybody that dies in the comic book, I feel like you can't help but feel bad for them, and you can't help but like it's supposed to be like, oh man, like we have to do this, huh? Like,
right. Yeah. I the guy that got his throat slit, Listen, I don't want anyone to get their throat slit, but you know what I mean? But he's the one I felt the least bad for. He was sitting there because he was ready to choke him the fuck out. He was trying to choke Decay the fuck out. The other dude that got hit and got caught on fire, I really felt bad for him. Like, I was just like, God damn. Like, he was just chilling. And he was like 1 out of 4 guys just sitting there. He just happened to be the one.
Was he even at the party?
He was.
Yeah, he was. I look back. Okay. But he just happened to be just the one that got hit. Yeah.
It's smoke. People get caught.
And he was fried too by the end of that.
Well done. Yeah.
Fried.
It was, like the monster. Like I said, it was like, okay, what would he have at his disposal? It goes back to the morgue thing, and it's like, yeah, you get to see the bottles. On the cover, it's green, but like, he was like, do you want to change it from gray to green? I was like, nah, keep it green, because that looks like a real Molotov cocktail.
Yeah,
and then like that. The one in the story is actually from like a morgue, so. No, I mean, yeah, the violence has to feel visceral. That's what I was going for. And yeah, like that kind of like that black comedy. Yeah, Tarantino's I can't deny that influence.
Nice.
Yeah. I
think we came to this time. Let's break in this. Tell us a story about how you got kicked up over a cup.
All right, so, bro, would you believe where okay. Do you know where I was living at this point? You want to guess? We mentioned it before.
Point of Woods?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this story has a happy ending. So I was staying with okay, so let me give a little bit more of the backstory. So what may not come across is that I'm actually like, DK is unintentionally become a metaphor for me. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers try to kill me, I'm back from the dead. And there's smoke, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
it not literally, but like, I'm not taking shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for revenge, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A revenge tour for me and DK. But I do but we know of a situation where I don't want to say smoke, but there was like a bit of a disagreement and it got resolved.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, I would much rather resolve a situation and bring somebody on and be friendly than it be like real like bad tension and bad blood. Like really that's my goal. So I tried to extend that sort of thing out and I got denied. Like, oh, it's free smoke. Free smoke.
Free smoke.
So I go to North I was living with my boy. I'm not gonna say any names. I live with my boy. It's me, my two other friends, and then their girlfriends. So the girlfriend of the owner, the girlfriend was cool, but like, you could have, she had a hard time like communicating sometimes. Okay. I'm not saying this because, women are, I hope it doesn't come off that way, but I'm just saying like this individual had a hard time communicating like that I don't have, you know what I'm saying? We don't have a hard time communicating. And it's like my sister who was going to come on.
Right.
Shouts out to Haley, would call me brutally honest. And that can be grating 100%. It's something I'm aware of. And so we would have disagreements and I would try to hold fast and be like, look, we can communicate about this, but I think it doesn't have to get like that serious. Right. And we were really close. We were good friends at certain points. And one thing I did say, because one of my other friends' girlfriend moved in, the two of them were sitting there chilling, and I said, "Look, y'all having a bad day, y'all having a rough time. That's those guys' problem. Don't leave that shit away from me, because like living with couples, I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah, how many people was in this joint?
6 people, like a 4-bedroom.
That's a lot of.
It was real fun. Like it was real cool. Like I hadn't lived. It was like
until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't. So let's get to there. So, and she could get really nasty. She can get really mad at my boy. I will say Ty, because Ty's my friend. That's my boy. And shout out to Ty. He was the one who was at the con with me.
Understood.
Okay. Yeah. So Ty, he's like to say he liked to leave a small carbon footprint. He would use plastic forks and plastic knives. He was like, his thing was like, I'm going to make it as little mess as possible. So I had to clean and he's gotten a lot better at that. So shouts out to Ty. And he was like, hey, Ty, did you take the trash out? He was like, no. She's like, I don't know what the fuck I was expecting.
Damn.
So damn. Shit like that. And I said, damn, Ty's such a nice guy. He's like, he don't even care. You don't give a fuck. I'm like, bro, like that was me. Little did I know it's going to be me. So,
that was foreshadowing.
The dishwasher is small, right? It's a small dishwasher. And I don't know, like I was raised, especially when you had a lot of people in the house, like we were at our cousin's house, you get a cup and you use it and you don't watch to save space. So I would have a cup of water and I would leave it on the counter and I would drink from it, blah, blah, and it kept getting put up. And I was like, all right, look guys, don't say I'm not doing the dishes because of a fucking cup that y'all keep putting up. So we had a board, we had like a little whiteboard. And of course, you know what people say every time I keep falling for this shit. I knew better, but I was like, you can tell us anything, this is a household, we're like a family.
Right.
So I say, stop putting my cups away, which is a little abrasive, sure. But I was about to go see Black Panther, I was like hype. I had like the little dashiki joint on. I was like, hell yeah, this movie's about to be fire.
You thought he was King T'Challa.
That joint was alright. It was alright.
You walked in
he thought he was Killmonger.
I didn't go that far. I am Killmonger.
That's why he got overzealous and don't put my fucking cup away no more.
You colonizers.
Killmonger. Yeah, exactly.
They're white. No, it had no type of shit like that. I just had the dashiki on. I thought the movie was just alright, but whatever. So we go home. She's draped in light behind her, like she's silhouetted like the goddamn Godfather, bro. And then her man's and my boy, one of my best friends, is like sitting there like wishing he was somewhere else. She said, "Who wrote this note?" And I said, "I wrote the note." And Ty scurries back to his room so fast. He's like, it don't have nothing to do with him. I even mind. They're so afraid of confrontation, but me and her were not afraid of confrontation. You know, I don't give a fuck about confrontation. I don't care. Like, sometimes you gotta confront people.
You have to confront.
It's all good, right? So I'm like, what happened? I was like, I'm still using my cup. You know, it's not enough space. She's like, clean up after yourself. Clean up after yourself. She starts yelling. I'm like, yo, I am. It's a fucking cup, right? And then she's like, God, I fucking hate living here. And she slams the door. I said, what the fuck? I was like, I thought Black Panther was just fine. Not to go to sit down on the couch and start playing Madden. My man comes outside. He's like, yo, you need to apologize. I said, for what?
For a cup?
He said, for giving her shit for cleaning. And I said, what? And that's when I realized I would never live with a couple again. Because I'm like, you don't think that. I never said that. That's what she said. This is like what's the shit where it's like you in a bubble or some shit when it's a couple. It's like, because if you let any of that logic out, anybody could tell you that doesn't make any sense. I said, I'm like, bro, and to this day, I don't let people yell at me because of that shit. It was a bit traumatizing. I was like, yeah, like to this day, I don't let my mom be getting loud with me sometimes. I'm like, Mom, please stop yelling at me. You don't have to talk to me.
Oh, so how long ago was this?
This was 2018. 4 years ago in probably like 10 days.
Damn.
So I know the exact day. Well, it's smoke. I got to know the day. So
you got a smoke log?
bro, like this was like super traumatizing. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Got a smoke journal.
Long story short, this, and then a much smaller confrontation. My boy's like, you need to apologize to her. And I'm like, bro, I put my foot, I'm like, bro, is this her house or your house, bro? And not on some like, you go hit her upside the head. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's literally your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your significant other. You are a landlord. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from that perspective. Cause again, I don't want to come off a certain way. And he was like, you got 30 days to move out.
Damn.
I said, bro, yo, I tried. And this is what I regret is I texted her. Basically, we had talked after the cup incident and we had a heart to heart. And I was like, look, bro, you could have just told me you bothers you and we could have. She's like, yeah, I know I can get kind of angry sometimes. I was like, yeah, nah, it's all good, you know? We made up. And I was like, I wanted one of those after this conversation, but she wanted it. And I was like, I was hungover. I was like, nah, I'm going to talk to you on my own time on some real casual shit. And he said, yeah, you got to go because she was about to bounce. And it was like 30 days later. My man's gave me an extra 15 days because I had to sublease a place somewhere else. I'm moving out. I'm trying to be nice, like, hey guys, you know, she's just staring at me. I'm packing up and she is staring at him from the window. I said, yo, this is wild. So I go from that place. I sublease a place for 2 months. And this is honestly the worst time of my life. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Cause I was like, I can't chill with my peoples no more. I don't know anybody else out here. Like, my money is fucked up from the shitty job I had at the time. And I just felt like I was out of options. Like, I started going to therapy after that. Like, that's the only time I ever gone to therapy. I was fucked up. I was truthfully fucked up. Like, so.
Did it help?
Therapy, I only went one time. Because I had to, long story short, so I moved like 3 or 4 times in the span of like 6 months.
Damn.
Just no security, not feeling great.
A lot of work.
My job wouldn't promote me because I had dreads, which is technically against the code of the business, but no higher up ever said. I've been around the higher ups. They never say anything. So like, I'm getting like my promotion is shitty. I'm not getting that. And what critical moment was like, I was like, okay, this is my worst day. I got a laptop. Like, I got to work on a script. Like, I got to get one of these out. Like, if shit goes left from here, like, this is my last day on earth. I did one thing. I made a script. And I ended up moving back to Manassas in my mom's house. I got my A+, and I ended up moving to Virginia Beach. So the rest is history. But so I try 3, this is last time I tried 3 years later. I'm like, yeah, like, let's get past this. You know, let's all be friends again. It was still bad blood. Like, it's still.
Was it crickets? Did you hear anything back? Or
so I was like, Haley like asked my friend, and I'm only naming her because we're cool too. And then it was insinuated that she's not there yet. So like, she's just avoiding me. Like,
oh, really?
Even though she's mad, like, I'm in the wrong somehow. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I was false in the situation, but like definitely like it was definitely like you were the aggressor here. Like you went so far out of your way. You didn't have any concern. Like I wouldn't jeopardize my worst enemy's livelihood like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was just a turning point for my life where I'm just like, shit got worse, but that taught me so much. Like I wouldn't be in the situation I am now if I hadn't gone through that over fucking cup. So good.
So do you really feel like you've been working the way that you have simply because of where you were placed at that position?
Yeah, I still don't feel secure.
Right.
And we can get a little more, but even with my dad passing when I was 18, like I just don't feel, and that's part of the inspiration for Decay. It's like it's about grief and stuff. It's like I still don't feel like safe. You know what I'm saying? And then so I have a fear of failure, a fear of a lot of stuff. So that's what motivates me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm running from something. That's where the dread comes in. Like, I don't know what I'm running from, but I'm running from something. But I'm gonna make some dope shit.
And what are moments of alleviation from that, if there are? Because you went to therapy once, so it wasn't that. I'm assuming.
And I'm definitely pro therapy. Like it was just like I couldn't afford it, or I left, and I tried to do like remote therapy, but they wouldn't do it. So I'm definitely pro therapy. I hit like you get small, you hit small. Like my mom says nice things. People's like here, talking to like people like it. My mom likes it. I hit 200 pre-launch followers, which is like
very nice.
It's so I get too much. A wise person once told me Rome wasn't built in a day, and they had a point in a manner of speaking is that it had been 15 years since I've been writing, but I do need to enjoy the victories when I get them. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I try to be. So I was trying so hard to get these 200 followers, bro. I'm sending the link out. I'm like, hey, follow my campaign, I follow yours. I'm doing all kinds of shit, bro. I'm fucking posting on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And it's slowly going up, but it was like, it causes distress. And it's almost like, it's not like a happiness. It's like a lack of distress. But when I hit 200 followers, I was like, I'm not refreshing this button, for a while. So I think I waited till like half the day, which was like which was for me really good. But I was like, I
got through a few hours.
After that, I was like, I'm not doing no more self promo. I'm gonna do these podcasts, but I'm chilling. Like I felt like, okay, I'm gonna have a good campaign. So that was the best thing. I've been getting a lot of dubs lately. I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot to appreciate. Bought a house recently.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yes, because I'm not getting fucking kicked out again. I was like, I'm never
there you go. There's some sense of security back.
Yeah, like absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, and I leave my cup on the counter every fucking day. Those stuff like that, big life stuff you do have to appreciate. And I am trying to get more appreciative. And I remember we talked last time where I was like, yeah, I just wish people would take it more seriously. And y'all were like, come on, bro, you tripping. I was like, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, you guys are right. Like, I do need to be appreciative of that. People donated when they didn't have to and did all that stuff. How much water you got left in there?
Oh, there's nothing left in here. Yeah, I don't even know what this is. If you want Keion, you can run over there and grab some more. But, okay, no, you go ahead. You were about to continue.
I try to just appreciate the dubs more. And that is something that I need to be more conscious of. You know what I'm saying? So, that's something I'm working on. Thank you so much.
Well, that actually speaks a lot to your point when you were saying that the guy was just like, yo, just drop the whole thing. Drop 5 of these things. I think that it means something to just take your time with what it is you're doing and put as much as you can into everyone. And not just for the people, but for yourself to really enjoy the release of each of them and see the response. Yes. And let people take their time with
anticipation.
Yeah, there's so many artists, local and not, that just drop a lot of music and I don't like it. And now again, that's just me.
It's subjective.
Hey, they just drop a lot of music and they're just dropping it for the sake of dropping it, and there's no quality behind it.
Yeah.
And that's
you don't tell them that though.
No. It's fine. Like they can do whatever they want, but it's like you start to get the sense through whatever medium of art that they're dropping that they're doing it for the sake of dropping it.
We talked about this last time.
So that there is just more out there. So you're just inundating the people with content but it's like, but it seems vapid.
We talked about it last time where I said take a step back and get better. And like what I feel is that then I think we can segue this to the distribution, which like I said, that is one of my favorite things to talk about right now. I was thinking about it. It was like, cause we talked about it last time, like the Black Lives Matter comic book, which is like a subgenre. I could have done that. I could have made a fucking ripped off, it's Black Wolverine. He got shot by police. He's a vet and he gets operations and now like, and that would have sold like fucking crazy, bro. Oh my God, bro. I'd be driving a Tesla right now if I did that shit. Like, but I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it the hard way. Like, it's almost like a boutique. It's almost like an experience. You know what I'm saying? It's like the anticipation. It's like, this is something that is rewarding and it takes a while, but that's good. So I do get insulted when it's like, oh, this takes too long. It don't take too long. It takes just as long as it needs. And people, I have a real measured approach. It's not as much as it seems like I want a lot instantly, which is somewhat true.
There's something in that. Yeah.
There's steps. You know what I'm saying? It's like and that's what I said earlier. It's like there's steps to everything. I can't do everything at once. It's like, and people will be like, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? I'll give you $7,000. Make a comic book tomorrow." It's like, bro, hold the fuck. How? And that's also what annoyed me with the $5,000 request. Because again, you don't even know what I need. What am I supposed to do with $5,000? I don't have the infrastructure to release these comic books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, speaking of Kanye. I need the infrastructure.
I want you to go back and watch that Kanye West interview with Charlamagne the God and acknowledge that everything he said is right. Like, everything he said was 100% right. Like, in that. And he's like, Charlamagne, that's what I wanted to. I fucking hate Charlamagne so much. He will tell people that are so much smarter than him what they need to be doing. And what have you done, bro? You've done nothing. Like, you wrote a couple books and his whole thing was being problematic. And he put on a pair of glasses and bleached his skin. And he's like, oh, I'm like the self-help. I'm the guru.
Damn.
Does he wear glasses? Glasses though?
Maybe.
I've seen him with glasses.
Yeah. And it's like,
I was going to ask if you had read either of his books, but that would be a terrible.
I don't read good books. Like,
I read one of his books actually. I read Black Privilege.
How?
I believe that's the one that I believe. No, Mikey sent that. I believe that's the one that I read. I mean, for me, it was nothing that I didn't already know, right? Any self-help knowledge that I didn't already know, but it was interesting to get to know about his life and where he came from and where he was out there selling crack.
Using crack from the fucking takes off her. He used to smell women's chair. He did that. Like, that's the self-help guy. We're gonna anyway.
I think hold on. That's not even the worst. The worst is the clip when who is it? Logic was up there, and I guess.
Do you want to get into this? Because it's
it is. It's kind of wild, but that's a wild way to look over at your guest that comes to your station and look at him. And
you wouldn't ask me some shit like that.
Who the hell Ricky? Nah, bro. I'm not even going to forget
that's what I don't think we need to say.
It's not even. It's like, I mean, obviously it's what he said, but like, especially how he said it. Cause it wasn't like, hey, did they ever find the guy that did that?
Like,
he's like, man, who the hell raped your sister?
It's not Oprah, right? It's not like, this is the Breakfast Club, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm here to promote it now.
Yeah, like, are we even really about to get into it? Cause the way you just said it seems so nonchalant, just flippant, like you don't even give a fuck about it at all.
Yeah.
Almost like you kind of want to make fun of it to a degree. So fuck you.
I was curious about how you feel about certain podcasts, cause I can't listen to Drink Champs because Nori, whatever, he'll cut a guest off every fucking time. It's like, bro, and I understand, like, if I had a podcaster, I talk a lot, but if I was a podcast host and I had a guest on, I would, like, I need to hear them. Like, their voice takes the precedent because they are the person. That's why we're here. We're just shooting the shit, sure. But it's like, and then you got they clapping and like drinks and shit, like all kinds of shit in the background.
Before we talk shit about any other podcast,
I'm talking shit.
Or analyze. No, because I will. You want to do a podcast? I believe I also saw this tweet as well.
Do you be on Twitter?
No, but they circulate.
I'm out there. I'm out here.
Every once in a while, something gets sent to me.
Well, we had a conversation about how I'd like to interview you sometime, and I do have a passion. I am a conversation construction. I do have a passion for trying to talk to people, talk to creators. Like, the reason why I love this platform is because my idea years ago, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a platform to put the homies on. Y'all did it. Y'all did it for me. It's like, if I just throw them weight behind y'all, I'll save so much fucking trouble. But I do want to talk about like other creators and I think I think I have a perspective having been interviewed fucking 40 times by, June. Like, I have a perspective on what makes a good interview and what makes a bad interview. You know what I'm saying? Even I had an interview, bro, where it was 3 other people and nobody was the moderator. Nobody was the guy to delegate. So they would ask a question, it'd be a beat. And I was like, I want to make this podcast great because I want to make every podcast someone great. Right. But like, I was talking about, I was like, and this other guy was like, why'd you try to plump it? I'm like, I gotta delegate, I gotta fucking moderate and be the guest at the same time.
Yeah, no. That is not your job.
Hell no. And
there's
times right now where I'll pose a question or something, but I'm not about to be like, so what do you think about that, Keion? Like, I'm not about to, I'm not about to.
Please give us your thoughts. Please speak up.
Yeah, exactly. So I would like to have, I'd like to do fucking everything. Like, I wish I could split into 4 people and do a bunch of stuff, but I would like to have a podcast eventually. And it's possible. It's absolutely possible.
I think so. You have Zoom.
Yeah.
People have Zoom.
Yeah.
People are accustomed to using that these days.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and get anything super wild. You can probably grab yourself you could just use whatever is on your Mac or whatever's on your laptop for the first part. And then if you want to just buy yourself like a $50, $60 microphone or whatever, plug that up.
I got a good mic because I record, like at this point, I record professionally. Like, damn, I'm pretty much a professional podcast guest at this point. Shit. And no, absolutely. So it's something in my mind, and I do enjoy it, and I still would like to talk to you about doing an interview at some point and all that stuff. And I actually had an idea because I'm basically kind of doing marketing consulting right now.
Right.
So I wanted to talk to you guys to see if there's any way I can do like to help with the, not that you need, again, I want to ask.
Yes, you did ask that question. Yes. Yeah.
I do want to see what you guys want. I'm not going to be like, yo, we're going to get you on fucking Joe Rogan. We're going to get you on goddamn Spotify. We're going to get you on fucking app. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes. I want to see what you guys want. But I thought like it'd be a cool episode to have like a little marketing consultant kind of session or something like that. Just, look, I'm just trying to help the pot, like I said.
Yeah.
So
we can definitely talk about the Twitter page.
Yeah.
That's a conversation.
He said, we'll do that.
That's a conversation we can definitely have. Yeah.
Fuck it, what you talking about? We get to the Twitter. Sure. But yeah, absolutely. So I forgot we were talking.
No. We can get into because you did you see that you had crinkled the Red Bull can and you remembered what we were talking about?
Yeah, Drink Champs.
And just podcasts in general. We don't just have to pick on Drink Champs because one, they're booming. That's what's funny about a lot of these is they're booming.
They're booming.
They got names behind them. They know why.
I mean, they have guests that are famous.
Yeah.
Like people are going to watch that.
There you go.
Infrastructure. Like that big old word that I've fallen in love with so much.
And so it's funny that he asked this because I have answers to this question.
Who do you hate in the not who do you hate, but what podcast can't you listen to? Because Drink Champs is a phenomenal podcast.
I won't listen to most podcasts.
Do you listen to Joe Rogan?
I'll listen to some of his.
Yeah, I feel like you have. Like I feel like,
but there are certain ones, but they're like for instance, Neil deGrasse Tyson he is an interesting being for people. People love that he's so passionate about what he does that he wears crazy ties and stuff like that. He doesn't seem like your day-to-day scientist. He's not walking around in a lab coat, right? But he is the worst conversationalist. So if you go back and watch the episode that he has with Joe Rogan, every chance he gets, he cuts Joe off.
I can see it in his face.
The whole thing is just about relaying facts. Like, let me tell you this next cool fact that I bet you never thought or didn't know about.
Did you know?
But there's no conversation. There's no getting to understanding together about any one point. There'll be something where Joe's trying to tell him something fascinating or a moment that changed his entire life. And Neil does not give any credence to that. He doesn't give a fuck about trying to inquire about that and gain further insight. He's just like, oh yeah, speaking of that, let me tell you about the nebulous, and he just starts talking about
what?
I just said nebulous. I don't know.
We're not scientists.
He just starts saying some another fact. So because of that reason, I can't listen to most because I think most people are having bad conversations in as far as the structure or format goes. Mm-hmm. A lot of the information may be cool if you're into whatever that possible guest or maybe that platform brings, but the conversation I don't like because people cut each other off constantly. a lot of the times people are not saying things that are appropriate to what the person just said, meaning they're not truly engaged,
Right.
like they're not actively listening. They're kind of in their mind just
You're
heading
staring to my soul right now.
yeah, like because that's a part of the engagement. Like people just are moving on to the next bullet point that they have in their mind, and so it's like
it's terrible.
We just spoke about it. We don't have to get into anything specific, but just weird, out of the box, out of the way, quirky conversations or questions that have nothing to do with anything.
I will be having a conversation and I'm like, oh, this is like really flowing. Like, oh yeah, this is bomb. What's your third favorite ice cream flavor? Like, what the fuck?
This is something that he gets approached with. In some of these interviews.
And it's like, it just ruins the flow of the conversation. I'm like, look, and your question, what's at the forefront of your mind? It's like, all right, if you're sitting in this chair, you're probably here for a reason, right? So it's like, okay, that's not too bad. Damn, do I want to say? I'm not going to get too spicy because
don't get too spicy.
People are doing me a favor, of course, but I was like, damn, bro, you could have asked me before, and I could have given you like a real, like insightful answer into who I am as a person. And now I'm kind of just, and I, like I said, I pride myself. It's almost uncomfortable because it's like I pride myself on having something to say. That might be a flaw. Like I have something to say to everything, but if you stump me, fuck, I feel like I'm doing a bad job as a guest. You know what I'm saying? Right. And yeah, they will just, yeah, what's your favorite planet? Like,
and I always feel like that's always the host's fault.
Oh, yeah.
I always feel like there's always a host fault. Just as a host, like there should be no bad guest in that sense. There can now, as you listen to podcasts, you're gonna be like, no, this guest definitely did a better job. Right? They came, they're more prepared, they're more buoyant of a spirit, whatever the case is. They have a better word count or they're more articulate. But at the end of the day, the host should be figuring out that dance.
Yes.
Whoever that guest is, they should be figuring out how to get the best game out of them. Right? So a lot of that, I mean, again, if you have someone over to your house, there is a bad guest. Being Rick James and jumping up on the couch and being like, fuck your couch and rubbing dirty boots into the couch. That's a bad guess.
Buy another one, you rich motherfuckers.
Never gave you niggas money. But Dave Chappelle is so good.
He was good.
This nigga don't like nobody.
I don't say it. Keion, I don't do it. You know why I love coming here? You know I come here.
He doesn't like The Last of Us.
Let me cook. Let me cook. It's like, you know, when I say I came on this bitch and I was like, it's so nice to be around open-minded people. What I meant to say, it's nice to be around some people that aren't fucking stupid and like intellectually lazy. Because people will say you don't like nothing. What the fuck? I just said I liked Infinity War. I just said I
like Quentin Tarantino.
I like begrudgingly, yeah, certain parts. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I need to listen to Quentin Tarantino. Like you need to listen to Joe Rogan, and there's like a lot of N words. Funny enough, like, but I like a lot. But like my thing is like when I talked about my friend who was like, why do you do this? Why is this? What is up with this? What is up with this? I'm like, do you even fucking like it? Oh, I love it. I'm like, why am I getting grilled when I have thousandths of the resources of this other person that y'all will watch the movies and not think twice? I'm the crazy person when I point out that the plot of Us makes no damn sense. But like, the motherfuckers will come at the Decay and like, oh, a mortician would work on their own brother's body. That doesn't make any
like, have some imagination.
Well, just acknowledge that. Damn, I'm trying my best here. Like, it's good. I did pretty fucking good. You know what I'm saying? So I like to hold these people accountable because they have the resources. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas about to bring up county codes and this wouldn't happen in real life.
all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, why me and my fellow creators getting hounded for this stuff, and then fucking Quentin Tarantino can make a movie that's 30 minutes too long and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just like holding people accountable, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm held accountable. You know what I mean?
Yo, I want to let you know that probably ever since the first pod that you were on, and ever since I've been following you on Twitter, you have impacted my life in a way that is really strange.
You didn't say a good way.
No, right. I mean, it's not. I don't know, good, bad, whatever. It's
an impact.
But no, because like you talk about a lot of things that you watch, a lot of things that you have watched, movies, series, maybe a little video games, things like that. I find myself when I'm watching television or I'm watching a movie at some point, and I ain't gonna say this happen every single time, but it's just, I be thinking like, I wonder what that nigga Stokes would think about it.
Probably hates it. He don't like shit, don't he?
That's hilarious. Maybe should we just have like a fire round where we run through a couple things that maybe.
Well, no, please.
Well, here's the thing. No, I've been waiting for you to come here so I can ask you about the Batman.
Do it now. I haven't seen this, but I'm here for it because I'm probably not going to watch it. So go just have at it.
No, and it kind of goes back to what I'm saying is that like I said, my artist has to be essentially fundamentally perfect. I have to be fundamentally perfect. All this other stuff, and then I watched the Batman, and the shit is 40 minutes too long, bro. And
should it have ended at a certain point?
I felt like. Well, let me say what I liked about it. Let me follow my own advice. So I like that it was very atmospheric. Robert Pattinson was okay. I'll say the side characters were amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh God, the guy who played the Penguin was fantastic. Colin Farrell was fantastic. I thought John Turturro was fantastic. I thought everybody was fantastic. I thought Robert Pattinson did solid. I thought the tone of it was great. It was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like the mystery of it was fantastic. It's like, okay, a Batman story that's actually a mystery. Like, okay, this is really good. And it's like, it's supposed to be like this elevated elevated comic book movie essentially. And so the plot, the mystery is solved, right? They got the Riddler. He's caught. And the Riddler is chewing fucking scenery. And here's what I will say. I will consider myself a dialogue expert. Other people may not, but if you go by the 10,000 page shit, I might have it. But it's the 10,000 hour thing. It's like Riddler going with my favorite line. It's like, so he does it. Am I misquoting him, or does he literally do that?
Nah, he does it.
He does it. So it's like, okay, that movie should have ended there, where the mystery is solved and it reveals something about the character, whatever. Then we have to do the thing where it's like, no, the city is in danger. The city, they have this plot device where the city of Gotham is like below. It's like
below sea level?
Below sea level, which hadn't been established before, I don't think.
No, I've never seen that. I thought that was some brand new shit to me too. I ain't never seen all the Batman movies I've seen. That's never been part of the plot.
You know what they usually do is that, like, there's a plot point. Oh, they're building like Avengers. They're building the Avengers Tower. It'll be something that's in the background the whole time. Oh, the climax is at the MacGuffin, but they didn't even establish it. It felt really tacked on. Like, okay, this isn't about a character coming to terms with his legacy and like using his brain. It's just, I'm punching the bad guys. And it couldn't. And listen, that's what you want to make that movie, but don't make it fucking 3 hours long.
Punching the bad guys.
Am I wrong?
I wasn't bothered by the 3 hours.
That's fine, but you can understand what I'm saying, where it kind of loses the tone or the themes in the second, third act, I would say.
The second, third act.
Because the movie's, you can admit that a movie could have ended at the interrogation scene, right? Like, I expected it to. And then it goes on. It's like I don't even understand. Like, he injects himself with like adrenaline or something. I don't know what this scene is telling me about the character Batman that I didn't already know. We know he has resolve. We know he's going to do his best. It keeps going. And then it ends again. Him and Catwoman have to drive this. We have to have that scene. It's like, bro, like, and I know it's like, I was on Twitter because I'm on Twitter. God, I have to be on Twitter.
Yes,
this person was like, I don't understand why. First off, you got the people saying like, I don't understand why we're complaining about a Batman movie being too long. It's like, because I'm a human being. I have to put my ass in a seat to sit there for the whole time. Oh, you can make it 4 hours if that's what the creator wants. I'm like, but I'm a human being, bro. Like, if that's the case, then stream it. Put it straight to streaming. You know what I'm saying? So, I respectfully, I understand, like, saying you liked every moment I fuck with, but you have to acknowledge that. Like,
what grade do you give it?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm
in my head, I'm like, this could be this is better than The Dark Knight. And it kind of like, it went from like, this could be the best movie of the year. It's like, it could be better than The Dark Knight. This could be as good as The Dark Knight. It just like, the more it went on, it overstayed its welcome, essentially.
One thing that I definitely thought that they didn't have to do was give that the weak ass Joker reference. Like they wanted to have the Joker. I'm just like, they could have left that shit out of there.
Thank you, bro. Because again, is this an elevated superhero movie, or is this just a Marvel movie? Like, what are we doing here? Like, you're betraying your insulting your audience, I felt insulted. And, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, she was in the seat feeling insulted.
Well, because like, do we need another Joker? Like, I thought it was Two-Face, and it's like, I mean, even him.
And that's, remember I told you it gave a kind of Joker / Two-Face type of feel to me. Like it looked like a Two-Face, but it sounded like a Joker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, every superhero, supervillain at this point is Joker. Like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor did Jokerish things, like little quips and like whoo, like it just was doing goofy shit.
Yeah,
Jared Leto's Joker had the shades of the Heath Ledger Joker. I would argue that Paul Dano's Riddler had shades of the Joker. I mean, there's the thing where he's like, his voice is really gruff raw. He's recording himself. The acting crazy and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, so even when I don't get the Joker, I get the Joker, and then I get the Joker. Like, damn, like, can we just do something new?
I can agree with you on that part.
So it's like, how, and that might have been the studio, I don't know, but like, that's the kind of thing where I'm talking about, like, that people don't acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? People don't, that's just so easy to leave on the cutting room floor, which they did cut out a scene where he talks. I mean, even that they filmed the Joker scene, that's like, that was deleted. It's like, why the fuck would you film? What does the Joker have to do with this movie?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's like the kind of shit that upsets me, bro. It's like, because you had a chance to make something that really stood on its own and something that was really different. And it's just another superhero movie at this point.
And that's my whole point with conversation and podcast is you're talking about why is this here?
Yeah.
This does not fit. It doesn't have to be. At this point, you're insulting us because you think that we'll just take anything.
Yeah.
Anything you're willing to give us, we'll just be like, yeah, more Batman, yeah.
More Joker.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way when it comes to people doing podcasts. I just think that people, it's like, I'm already a big name, or my podcast platform is already popping. I'm already going to have famous people that you already know from other podcasts or that does music or they're in movies or whatever come to my podcast. So we don't have to really work hard on becoming great conversationalists, because that's not even what y'all are here for. Y'all are here to say a bunch of dumb shit and see someone that you already know.
Kanye said it, so.
Exactly. Like, you're just here for that, and you'll take whatever we give you.
Yeah. You know, it's a shame. And when you get that, I was watching, you guys know who Mr. Beast is?
Yes.
Yeah. He was on Joe Rogan, and like I do it, and I really related to him because it was a great conversation. Like, that's my point, is that it was amazing when it just hits different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, and he was talking about how his main channel videos are so expensive that he loses money on those videos. So he has to do these smaller channels to accent to that. Like, he has to do, and he had a really good idea. He started dubbing his videos and he'll dub them in a popular language.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fucking brilliant, because, all right, you've already
and he
spent
gets
the money.
a famous person
Yeah.
from whoever speaks that language to do it. So then wherever you're from listening to that, you're like, oh shit, like, this is so-and-so doing this. Like, that's fucking crazy.
You get paid on the back end, essentially, because you've already done the hard work, and you slowly realize, like, okay, this is why this dude is the biggest guy on YouTube. And it kind of like, it also taught me that he knows how to go viral. So, and I listened to do you listen to the Russ Joe Budden?
The who, Joe Budden?
Russ.
No. Was it just like one of his pull-ups? Nah.
It was. Did you listen to it?
No.
It was incredible, bro. Like,
really? What about it?
First off, you might watch Russ and get some real Stokes energy. Like, he's very like,
I've seen him speak before.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I'm right. Like, this is about to be. This is
for me. Well, this is my lane right here.
His point was like,
this nigga gets me.
He was like, look, you do it, and I get into arguments. Like when I come back home, I get into arguments with motherfuckers who, like, they don't understand. When I was like in high school, even a long time ago, like, I was in the bottom of the totem pole, the social totem pole. And I always thought that, like, when you say, oh, you can't go back to the hood, I'm not from the hood, but, you know, like, metaphorically, go back to where you came from, you can't go to. I thought it was a bunch of motherfuckers going around like, yeah, we're gonna bring him back. He thinks he left the neighborhood. He thinks he's gonna leave us. Nah, we're gonna rope him back in. Let's put some weed in his pocket. And I gotta shout out my guy, my homies, MJ, you know, Tehran, Jock. Like, they showed nothing but love, and they understood that, like, okay, I gotta move different. But it's some people that don't get it. And it's like, all right, if we're talking about, I used to talk shit about J. Cole. just fucking around, really fucking around, like just joking, right?
Listen, he's not a friend of mine. I just like his music.
Well, and
some of it actually.
Then I was just like, yeah, like, oh fuck J. Cole, just joking around, motherfucker. Like he's got Grammys, he's got this and that. These particular people, they would say, oh, these are the people call me critics and criterions and stuff, right? And I'm like, so you're saying I can't talk shit about J. Cole because he has like more money, he has more accolades, he has this and that. What do you think I'm going to say to you when you talk shit to me? And you've been in the same city your entire life. When I left and did all this dope shit, I came back. The only thing you motherfuckers have is felonies and living in the same shit. But it's just like it's just the reality. Like I say a lot of time, the reality
smoke log,
like, right, bro? Like you think you would think that she would like internalize it. Okay, what is he doing that I'm like? Not that I need to be the prototype, but like okay, shit is changing. But you realize that like when you work hard for respect, people don't understand that you're not gonna disrespect me, and that's mainly what it's about, bro. I worked hard. I worked so impossibly hard. I worked every day in 2020. Like I might have seen my mom like 6 times in 2020 just to work. You think I'm gonna come back and let a motherfucker who's doing the same shit when I left 3 years ago talk to me crazy? You are bugging the fuck out. You are smoking dust. But back to the Russ interview. Russ was talking. That's the kind of energy. But Russ was talking and he was like, if you can find the algorithm and you had a good product, you can blow up. And that's just something I'm like, if you have a good product like this podcast or like Decay and you figure out the algorithm, you will blow up. So he said, I'm interested in what you said as far as people just dropping shit. So he noticed that he would drop, 4 years, he dropped 10 albums, 10, 11 albums. He realized like that she wasn't blowing up, but the first song would pop off. So he said, I'm about to release a song every week for a year. So he chilled out. He stopped working. He starts stacking up songs, right? He starts dropping them because he's like, everybody will listen to one song.
I did watch this.
You did watch it?
Yes.
He said, yo, it was like, he had a plan. He made a plan. He executed it. He's like, did it was a song that blew up? He was like, no, it was a gradual climb. So I want people to like understand that it's not about how much you market, it's how you market it, how well you market it, and picking a plan and sticking with it. Because I failed a lot. Like my boy called me Mr. $5,000. Called me. He said I failed as a screenwriter. You know what I'm saying?
He called you Mr. God.
I call him Mr. $5,000.
Oh,
yeah. So we get
that guy. Yes.
A lot of sneaks, a lot of smoke.
For sure.
And he said you failed as a screenwriter. I don't think he was trying to be insulting, but the reality is that I failed as a filmmaker for 100%. Like I failed as I've hosted 2 podcasts before. Like so I was like with this I can't do anymore. I can't start over. So I was like, okay, I gotta really step back and pick the right approach to get this shit right. So it's not people. I think people they don't see the numbers that are right. And it's like, oh, let me do this. I need to triple my output. I'll get triple my views, but that's not how it works. You got to pick the right platform. Different platforms are good for different things. Like YouTube is not great for combo creators. I would think not. I know some people that are on YouTube, but that's not why. Like I couldn't go on YouTube and get a big following. I can go on Twitter and get a big following. You know what I'm saying? Instagram not bad, but you gotta pick like what's good for you and what's good for your product. So you have 2 questions. Is my product good?
Right.
And how do I market it?
Right.
And how do I market it effectively? You know what I'm saying? So that's just something I want people to keep in mind.
Yeah, you're talking
wise words.
Okay. You're talking about sticking with it and being consistent.
Yeah.
So one of the main reasons that I'm even calling these other podcasters out for, again, not trying to figure out a way of becoming a better conversationalist and really sticking to that and grinding that out. That's fine. Y'all do you. I love doing this podcast because when I speak to people, and you were just talking about how I was looking into your soul.
I think you're doing it on purpose.
I mean, there's a bit of me that like, it just comes with the focus. Like, it just like, it just sort of happens. I listen.
Right.
And I've gotten to be a much better listener as the days and the months and the years go past. And I realize just how much people aren't listening. And I had this episode with Katie Morrow. Actually, you might know her. She's Jess's best friend.
I haven't talked to Jess.
Oh, okay.
Shouts out to Jess because she was like my best friend when we were like 5 years old. So shouts out to Jess, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Small world.
Small world.
Well, same street.
Same street. Yeah, but guess what? But I never saw her back then.
You never saw Jess back then?
And she lived right there, and I was outside every single day. But I damn near never saw you. I never saw you or her, and you were my next door neighbor, and she was right down the street.
Let me say one thing that you were older than I did not mention. Like, you were old. Like,
yeah, but we was all running around. Like, I guess.
Like, you were, because you said it like you were like, yeah, we never said, like, I never said we were best friends. I said we were neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, but I never saw you were my next door neighbor.
I think it was like different from my perspective because I was like, yeah, like we played. I almost just slipped up. We played a football game that you can't name out.
I mean, it has another name.
Yeah,
throwback tackle.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you were about to smear your name.
I remember playing that and shit like that. But like, we were shots of the jump. We were like really close and stuff like that. But I don't know who that is. But
yes, smear the odd man out.
Jesus Christ.
So anywho, so the whole thing was, so the whole point being, I'm listening to her speak, and we get to this point of her telling me that she feels like I'm being maybe a little too harsh on people for not doing things that progress them in life, right? For like not sticking into the things, diving into the things that are difficult at first, but that through time, you find yourself being a stronger person on the other end of it. And she said something to me, and because I listen and I'm not just married to all the thoughts that I have now and they can change at any point in time.
Yeah.
She was like, you know, Earl, you have a certain level of awareness and consciousness to even know that sticking along for that ride would bring you to that point. And I thought about it for like a week. And what's funny is the name of that episode is called Arrest My Mind. The reason it's called that is because I was telling her the one thing that I'm sure of every single day is that something that day is going to take hold of my mind, of my mental faculties. I'm going to find probably various things, but at least one good thing I'm going to sink my teeth into every single day it happens. And that happened to be that thing that day. And so for the last week, I've just been thinking about how there has to be a level of intuition inside of you that says, this person went off and did this dope shit.
Yeah.
They left and they went and did this. Like, that worked for them. I wonder what they're doing. But then still have this level of intuition that says, I wonder if I did something remotely close to that. Not meaning they have to do the exact same thing. Because it's not always just going to map 1-to-1 ratio onto your life. But something, maybe I can glean some insight, some information from them, and I might be able to implement some small part of it into my life.
Can I say something real quick?
And make it my own. Yeah.
It was just hard work. I mean, that was the thing and it's so much, and I hate the narrative of like, I'm not talking about like getting out of generational poverty here. I'm just saying like chasing your dreams, like putting in the legwork is important. I mean, that's essentially all I did was just work and write scripts and drink sugar-free Red Bull, of course. Right. So it's like there's not like this master plan. You know what I'm saying? Like I think people just like, how bad do you want it? You know, like a heat check. Like how bad do you want to be a podcast? And I think like also, you know, we're really good at what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys have a great podcast, a good combo. Like it's not as easy. It's not as like second nature. Like some like when I say like you have to make a good product, some people can't make a good product. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I do want to just throw that in there like that. It was
and that's what's difficult too, because you believe in your product. So you think, okay, well, I have to put the work in order to bring this to fruition.
Yeah. Somebody
might have that same dream or just a dream, but they're thinking, yeah, but like, how good am I? Like,
yeah,
if I put all this work in, it like, is there something going to come out on the other side?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that. Her and I were talking about, I think we were talking about exercise and nutrition.
Hell yeah.
And from her vantage point, you can be in a place where you're looking through the tunnel but there's just darkness on the other side of the tunnel.
Oh, shit.
There is no light. So you don't think that going through this thing, no matter how difficult it may be, and maybe you're willing to go through some of it,
right?
But you're only willing to go through some of it if there is an intuition inside of you that says there's actually something rewarding on the other end of this hard work for me.
Right.
But if you do not have that hint, that light bulb go off in your mind, then you will not, there will be no reason to start taking those steps.
Right.
So it's a really weird thing, because you have to think about, okay, well then what are we or are we not doing that would give our intuition a clearer lens, right? That, like, what can I do to strengthen my intuition? Like, when do I know that my intuition is right or when it's incorrect?
Just gotta trust it.
I think you got to get your team right?
I think it's a lot of things.
You got to tune into Any Last Words pod. get that mental dexterity, you know what I'm saying? But you have to have a team, and that's why every time I try to talk about the pod, I try to talk about the people that like helped me get there. So shouts out to my boy Julio, Mark, Joyce Boyce, of course.
Shout out JP, we love you.
Yeah, we absolutely love JP. Ty, Haley, I got my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like I think having those people around you to show you that tunnel, like to keep you, and that's why you have to have that circle, you know what I'm saying? And I think self-doubt is like poison, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm gonna peek down the corner. I'm not always like this. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I probably wish I was more like this in my personal life, but I just want to come on here and be like boisterous and shit to show that, like, look, it's okay to be confident in yourself and show the work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was thinking about it, like, if there's a black woman sitting in this chair, like, oh yeah, I'm beautiful and shit. Nobody will call that arrogant, and they shouldn't. That's what's up, bro. But it's like, because we do these things that aren't recognized as things we should celebrate, like writing maybe, or poetry, or other stuff, like stuff that you don't think about, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, shouts out to Lucky Whitehead. If Lucky said, I'm the fastest motherfucker in the league, which might be the case, honestly, nobody would look at him and be like, what are you talking about, buddy? Like, because he's an athlete. Because
there's competitive nature, embedded in that.
Yes, and he's also, like,
and it's
literally
apparent.
Literally, he's a professional athlete. So yeah. So
he's the highest paid receiver over there
at his position.
Fucking shots out the luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, he inspires me so much. You know what I'm saying? I want to, like, help hold up the city with him.
Shout out the luck.
But yeah, like, having that self-confidence is so important. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm on here, like, acting like a crazy person, because I don't want somebody to, it might be infectious. You know what I'm saying? Like, that somebody else might be like, yo, and I'm gonna big up other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be like, yo, like, fucking believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that self-doubt is not gonna, it needs to be checked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to
be completely delusional about what's happening in front of you.
Exactly. But you don't want to have a good product and not know it. And that's when you're fucked up. That's when you're not making the moves you need to make. And you're trying to be a perfection. You know, you're trying to, like, tweak something that doesn't need to be, just put this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So, that's super important. Get your team right as well.
It takes a village. And I think that statement gets taken very lightly sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's very true. It's a lot that goes into it, but you have to work on your craft. Mm-hmm. You have to remain, and this is what we've really been talking about, but the bottom of all is you have to remain teachable.
Yes.
You have to remain teachable. People get too caught up in what it is they think that they already know. They forgot that there was a point in time where they learned this information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You always think that you know something until somebody comes and tells you the next step or the next tool or the next piece of refinement and whatever it is you're doing. Then you're just like, oh, damn, I'm glad that I learned that, because now I've been doing this shit wrong the whole time. Mm-hmm. You have to level up. You have to work on your craft. So, podcasters, work on your craft. I'm out here doing it too. I'm not saying that like I'm at the mountaintop. Yeah. But I am making strides. I've read books. I watch other people. I observe them intently, and every moment is practice for me.
Yes.
Every single moment is I make it practice, because it's all about mindfulness and attention at the end of the day.
Yeah, I try to make I've had to become, like, I would say, a master of self-motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really fucking good at writing, of course. And I'm getting really good at marketing, I think, as well. And hopefully like helping other people and motivating other people. But like when I was writing them scripts that nobody would fucking read, and like I worked on this shit for months and nobody wants to read it. I had to then look at that, like look at the tunnel and be like, I had to make my own light. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I like, that was like a huge thing, is like, you have to, I saw this post that was like, it's so important to find a spouse that believes in you when you don't believe in yourself. I'm like, how about you fucking help that? How about you eliminate the cycle where you don't believe in yourself? Like, to me, that would be and if you get a spouse that can help you, that's even fucking, like, that's like icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that man, that self-doubt is a fucking killer. You're also like halfway up the mountain, certainly.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying, sir. Keion.
That shit's gonna stick with me. Self-doubt being poison. That's gonna stick with me. I like.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like you've come on here and spoken about that in various ways, and so I think I see why that resonates with you.
Yeah, like that. Like, it is a poison.
It is.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because it's like
he's so right.
They talk about when the quarterback has the yips and like they can't set their feet. Because I know you, and I think you watch sports.
I do watch.
I know you watch the Commanders, whatever the hell that is. But they don't set their feet, and then they can't. They can't.
That is what they are called, the Commanders. They are now, correct?
The Commanders.
Okay. Yes.
I'm only giving Keion a hard time because he had some hard motherfucking questions last time, bro. This motherfucker looked at me in my face and said, "Are you funny?" I'm like, bro, we've been talking for 2 hours. I hope you would know.
Are you funny? No, hold on. He had another one too. He was like, "Do you consider yourself a villain?"
He said antagonist. That's the only reason I gave him a hard time.
Do niggas like comic books?
Let me say one thing about that, because I realize, I don't want to say the problem is, but the black people, when they like comic books, it's more like manga inspired. You know what I'm saying? Like Dragon Ball Z inspired. I mean, there's guys, this dude, it's called Black Sans. He was actually on Shark Tank, and he got like $500,000 to make these comic books. And I describe it as like Naruto with pyramids, because it's like, it's set in Egypt, and it's like the things like, it's like if you took, like, instead of feudal Japan, it's in Egypt. It's like a whole subgenre of stuff like that. And so that appeals more to the black people. So I'm more so on, I would say, indie comic Twitter, but I'm not on, there are a lot of black people that read Decay and really enjoyed it. But that was, I think, part of like what I didn't realize, and that I was, okay, cool. So if I made like something that resembled more like Dragon Ball Z, then I would get into the black space. The black space. The black space.
The black space. My girl bought me some shorts the other day with Naruto on them.
Hey.
And they're dope as shit. They're really dope. But I was looking at them just like, damn, I hope I ain't a poser, because I don't know shit about Naruto.
Yeah, especially because you don't even know that it's pronounced Naruto.
Naruto?
Yeah. Anywho,
fuck me.
Don't worry about it. Let's talk about some other gear that you have on right now. We just need to get this out of the way, because you did come back. You did tell the people that you were going to head over to Philly.
Yeah.
And I sent you on 2 missions.
Yeah.
All right, and all we got to do is talk about these 2 missions. You can tell us the rest of it the next time.
All right.
One mission was to go to the Harry Potter exhibit and buy merchandise.
Yes.
Okay.
We lit it up.
To not be too cool to buy merchandise.
I wasn't going to be too cool.
I'm just glad that you bought the stuff.
Yep.
Now, the lady, I
remember her, she bought a scarf.
Right. Gryffindor
scarf. She got Voldemort's wand.
Yes.
Because that's the only wand they had left. All the other people's wands were sold out. So we had to get Voldemort.
Damn, they didn't want the Voldemort one.
Yeah, I mean, like, she wanted probably Harry Potter's, or, maybe Professor Snape or somebody.
You know what you do? You just snap a branch off and start the willing in that bitch. I don't like the big merch. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I look at that shit like, that's like a wearing red around the crib to me.
She also got a refrigerator magnet with the Gryffindor emblem on it.
Okay.
And I got this. So honestly, I thought this was all four of the God damn, I'm losing
the houses.
All four of the houses.
all four of the houses.
Yeah.
I thought that's what this was, but it's actually the Hufflepuff house insignia. So
we can see.
You know what? Fuck it.
Who was cool out of Hufflepuff?
Man, I
Nobody.
don't fucking know.
Oh, okay. I don't remember because I wasn't huge in it, but I don't remember Hufflepuff.
Only two of the houses matter in Harry Potter. It's like the
Slytherin
and the Gryffindor, and then there's a couple Ravenclaw that they dropped. They just sprinkled in. But it was mostly.
But then I got this shirt too, the Harry Potter the exhibition.
Okay.
So yeah. I mean they had some really nice gear in there. That shit was expensive.
I saw you sitting underneath the where Harry used to live in his parents' house.
Oh yeah,
or his adopted parents' house.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Him sitting underneath the stairs.
They had everything in there.
My question is: Are you a Harry Potter fan?
My girl is more than me. I definitely read like the first 5 books.
Okay.
She read all of them from what I know, but she's a much bigger fan than I am. Like I'm a fan. I like Harry Potter. But it was a great experience. I had a really good time, and like I said, they had a lot of dope gear in there, but I didn't want to spend half my Philly budget in that gift shop. So
one other mission I sent you on. Did you complete it?
yes, I did.
It was to eat a Philly cheesesteak. And come back and report on whether a Philly cheesesteak is really at the height of cheesesteaks that you've had, or if you've had a better cheesesteak outside of Philly.
I ain't gonna lie to you. And maybe I'm just biased. I like the carry out cheesesteaks from the DMV.
Did it have the cheese whiz? Because I'm an Eagles fan, so
The first cheesesteak from Philly I ever had did have cheese whiz. I don't know why they do that.
Right, because that is the thing.
I don't know why they do that.
It
looks nasty.
I don't know why they do that.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
This time, I got provolone
You gotta get
on
provolone.
mine, and it was delicious.
Right.
And I ended up going because that's the night we went out. We were pretty lit that night. We went to Fat Tuesdays, and then we went to like some other bar along Broad Street. Like the Philly niggas was out there niggas was doing the wheelies on the motorcycles, just up and down Broad Street.
You saw Meek Mill out there.
Yeah, it was some Meek Mill niggas out there.
Yeah, beards.
I don't remember those details.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, it was some Meek Mill niggas out there. They was up and down Broad Street, on the motorcycles, all night. All you heard was all fucking night. It was kind of annoying, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But sorry, Philly, my bad. Whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But we went to Jim's, same place I went to the first time.
Okay.
And went in there, and I'll tell you this part. Went in there, and so it's a late night cheesesteak spot. They about the action. They want what the fuck you want, nigga? It was like
they're moving. They're moving. Yeah.
And so I'm in there, and I'm like, I'm trying to take my time and shit. They are not about that. No. I'm in, I'm telling them what I want. I'm like, all right, I'll take provolone. I'll do some lettuce, hot peppers. And like the nigga just interrupts me. He's like, next station. And I'm like, okay, I'm assuming I guess the toppings are the next
the
station.
next station.
So my girl's ordering a joint and she's telling them everything that she wants. This nigga putting lettuce, all types of shit on her joint. And I'm looking at him like, I was like, I wanted all those things too.
Well, she's a lady.
And this nigga gave me the death stare as he picked my sandwich back up and went back to his station to put lettuce and all the things I wanted on it.
See, you had taken too much time.
But I told the nigga that I wanted the toppings.
As soon as you got done, you were like, yeah, hot peppers, like that. He was just like, yeah, next station. Like we done with you.
But I mean, it was good. It was delicious.
The food is good. If your customer service is that bad, like your food has to be good. That's what
they say. That's what they say about Waffle Houses.
No, come on. Who said that about Waffle House?
Nigga, don't act like you on Twitter. Don't act like you don't see.
I'm not on Black Twitter that much. I got kicked out because I don't like Black Panther that much.
And he likes Joe Rogan.
I don't like slow way down. I don't like Joe Rogan.
But we had an amazing time. We had an amazing time.
Well, I'm glad.
The cheesesteaks were good. Harry Potter was dope. Yeah. I got to sit in the nigga's room. Took me a nice picture. I took some other pictures. I can show you guys.
Yeah.
I saw at least the one in the not the attic with the
underneath the staircase.
Yeah.
No, like Harry in the cut.
Yeah. They had a lot of replica stuff from the set. A lot of like people's outfits, people's wands. Like you know what I'm saying. Just it was dope. It was dope. I might go again.
Really?
It's there till September.
Damn, wow. To see what?
More. To see it.
To see it again?
Yes.
You changed your pose up from the under the cupboard.
Oh, right.
He had his left leg.
That was the album
over.
of the year. This is gonna be the follow up to the album. Okay. All right, sure, man. Do what you gotta do. Like, it's not like the African American History Museum where you can't see everything in a day.
But this is a limited time only display. It's only going to be there for so long.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm not going to stop you. And get the cheese whiz on you.
I'm not getting the cheese whiz.
Oh, okay.
Did they have a Wakanda display at the African American?
No. Well, when I was there, no. Black Panther wasn't even out.
You know, because they said like, oh, we need more like African history. It's like, yeah, Wakanda forever for sure. That's the.
We've said too many like inflammatory things on.
It's not inflammatory. I'm asking a question. They'd be like, "Don't call it sci-fi. That's a white supremacist doctrination to call it sci-fi."
Oh man, I you know what? I got one of these episodes. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna talk about this book that was given to me by the Ibram X. Kendi, who went to Stonewall. Grew up in Manassas.
Hell yeah.
It's called How to Be an Anti-Racist. No?
Never heard of that.
Okay.
I don't think I ever needed it.
Okay, yeah. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it another time. I'll talk about it another time. It'll fit into another episode, but it's very, very, as you can tell from the title, heavy content. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it a completely different time. You got nothing.
It shouldn't be taken lightly, of course.
Yeah, it's heavy, and I got a lot of opinions on it. And I may end up making some people upset, but
I love it. One more thing? When Earl gets in his bag, shoot that shit right here, bro. That shit is fantastic. Yes.
What bag exactly are
when
you
start talking your shit, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're like, you know, I call you what I call you? Call you Pomegranate Poppy, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Pomegranate Poppy. Wow. You know, the yoga guy, that's what I'm saying. So when you like, you know, when you kick that damn mat to the side, you know, you like, you know, boss up a little bit. That shit is fantastic, bro. Like,
Pomegranate Poppy.
Yeah.
Yoga guy.
Start calling him Young Yoga.
Also, I saw your pops at Sinestro, and he had the beret on. He was dressed like Shaft. It was the cleanest. It was like a sweater with like this beautiful pattern. Bro was dripping.
Yeah, he's
grown man drip.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. He's enjoying his life. I believe he's enjoying the.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't on that. He said, yeah, I heard the episode. I was like, oh my God. Like, it never occurred to me that somebody older than us would listen to the episode. I was like, damn, maybe.
Yeah, there are actually a couple of those. There's a few of those that I know of. I don't know who else, but yeah.
It was a little bit too
Shout out to Miss Robin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes they be some older ones listening.
Oh, God.
I think one of your old teachers may have tuned into one. Yeah. I think she at least likes some stuff on Instagram. You know what I mean? So sometimes, but you're right. When it's like some older people, you're just like, I don't know how they interact with some of this content.
I'm like, at least I didn't say the N-word.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you stay pretty clean on that account. But I mean, that's the least of your work. I mean, everything else that you say. Right. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? I didn't say the N-word.
We don't need to get into
the
it.
Smoke log. Like,
the smoke log.
There's smoke, motherfucker. It's Oppie outside, bro. What do you?
Oh man. Is there anything in particular that we need to get into as far as Decay goes? Is there anything that needs to be hammered out?
I'm just doing things the right way, and I hope people enjoy it. I hope people appreciate it. Because if this doesn't sell, then I'm doing Black Wolverine.
Damn.
Yo, let me ask you a question though about this writing. Just for whatever futures endeavors you have. Hold on, you're talking about an issue. You're about to have like some comic book that's gonna be like 35 issues. Did you say that?
25.
25? And you're working on this, or it's just percolating in your mind?
I have the scripts up. The scripts are written.
Wow.
I have like 5 or 6 issues written out already. I have the ending and all this stuff.
How do you know this correlates with a lot of things we were talking about? Me, podcasting, Nori, Drink Champs, all this sort of stuff. How do you know Because I have a way in my mind, and I find it fascinating to know that you get better at something and to be able to see it happen. Because everyone else may not have, and this is wild. This is a wild thought. Sometimes people don't have the astuteness to know when something is good. That's a real thing. Yeah. Sometimes people can just be looking at something that's amazing and they don't know how good it is. I've heard some verses from certain people that put out like a verse or like a rap verse, and my mind is blown, and I go further into the verse and I start picking things apart, and I'm like, I don't think people know exactly how good this is.
Yeah.
I don't think people are really looking into this. And so sometimes you'll be making strides and other people won't see it immediately. Maybe it takes like a really large jump. And then people are like, man, I really feel like he's sounding different, or whatever he's doing, it's a little different than it was 30 episodes ago or 50 episodes ago, right? I see the incremental steps in myself.
Right.
How do you know when you're getting better? What does it feel like? What does it look like when you're writing, as far as writing goes?
I'm going to have to, the thing is, I'm not worried about writing right now. I've been writing for 10, 15 years.
Okay.
What is more important is, how do I become a better creator? How do I become a better manager? How do I become a better distributor, a better marketer, a better hype man for other people, other stuff like that? So it's like, I mean, like this, I truly don't want to sound arrogant about this, but it's like, I'm not worried about the writing. The writing is good, because if I don't figure that other shit out, the writing doesn't matter. So what, and as far as I have a practical way to get better is I do 5 things that's going to make me get better every day. Like I make a list. And that's something that is how I know that I'm getting better. I mean, you asked about the writing, but I know I'm getting better at like
it's fine. Say
marketing, because I have 2,000 followers on Twitter now, and I only had 200.
You're like breaking the algorithms.
I'm not breaking. I'm just
breaking into you're decoding it is what I mean. And I want figuring it out, deciphering.
Yeah, and I did. I think of it like, and I'm doing things like I said, I'm doing things the hard way too. Did you guys listen to the new Future album?
No, not me. But
I don't even know why you asked this nigga that.
Yeah. That ain't for me.
But I want some slander. I just told him I like when he gets in his bag. I need it. I need it.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about if we talk about how albums are released, and who's the most popular selling artist right now. I'm saying Drake.
Yeah.
You know why Drake is the most popular selling albums? Because he doesn't make albums anymore. He makes playlists. Mm-hmm. He has figured out just like Russ. People don't listen to albums as a whole anymore. They pick out the songs. So it's more conducive. I mean, I think Views is like the last thing you would call like a real album. I think he literally called this next album a playlist. And the one before that was a mixtape. But it's like, if I just make 20 hits, those will get the streams. And then that's how I will get the chart, because they don't do the charts by who buys albums anymore, because nobody's buying albums. So it's like that. And that's why I don't tolerate GOAT conversations from Drake, because it's like he's doing it the easy way. Whereas if you're a Kendrick Lamar or a J. Cole, you're making albums. You're making things that people have to sit down and consume and really think about. And that, to me, that matters more. They don't do the numbers that he does, but Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole could do Drake numbers if they wanted to. That was the point of emphasis. I said to say that, like, I'm doing things like the hard way. I'm trying to do things the right way. I'm putting emphasis on every time you buy an order from me, I say thank you. You know, I'm talking to the people. I'm handing out the issues and all this other stuff. So I'm doing things the hard way. And to see that growth, I feel vindicated. And also, to truly answer your question, people are letting me know issue 2 is better than issue 1. You're doing a great job promoting yourself. You inspire me to write. So this is what do at me. He's like, you inspire me to write. This is your fault, Stokes. Like shit like that. So that's how I know I don't have to self-motivate anymore. I still do, but that's people are letting me know. Shit is going right.
Very nice. Okay. I just needed to know, because I think that's a very great question for people to ask themselves, especially when it's something that's not so apparent. Like, it's not something that you can really look at on paper, no pun intended, and just see this is better than last week's production that I did. Whatever that thing is that you do. If you play guitar, like I can play this lick or this chord or that my fingers would do this thing that they just wouldn't do a few days ago. Like the muscle memory came and now I can switch from this chord to this chord immediately. No mess ups. Cause I remember that used to be the case when I was playing. Like sometimes you would just I would just play. Yeah. And I would play like 8 hours a day and I would just play and play and play. And there would be certain things I was trying to do with my fingers and I just couldn't get it to work. I'd go to sleep, wake up the next day and try to do it. My fingers would immediately go there and I would do it. And I'd be like, oh shit, that's progress. Like like that is easy progress. I can measure that easily. So I like to ask people or try to get a little bit of insight into when people know that things are happening. For people that trying to do better with fitness, they're trying to take photos 3 times a week or whatever so that they can document it. But I just like to know how people see that growth in themselves in whatever ways that they're doing it.
I had to really look at things objectively. And that's why I don't have a problem saying, yeah, this movie wasn't it. Because again, I didn't have anybody reading my script. So this is a question you should have asked me 6 years ago when I had no way of knowing. So you have to look at things objectively. Also hearing that it sounds like you're going to be great at whatever you decide to do because you're playing guitar for like 8 hours a day.
Oh yeah. Whatever it is I do. This is actually a funny thing because this came to me. Actually, as a result of that woman Katie coming on here and us talking about the intuition to start moving. And this is where the idea, if you ever heard these conversations, you may or may not have, the equality of opportunity in this world being something that people want to fight for everyone to be able to have equal opportunity. Like that sounds like a great world to live in. Yeah, right. A lot of people also believe in something called equality of outcome, meaning that we all sort of end up in the same place once the opportunity is had from everyone. The way that doesn't seem to work is because there are always going to be people that are truly obsessed. Once you give everyone the opportunity, 5 guys get an opportunity. They all jump in there.
Yeah.
They're all handed it same amounts. One of those guys is going to be extremely obsessed with doing that thing. And as soon as he's obsessed with it, he's going to start learning at an accelerated rate. And he's going to get better. Immediately, he's going to leave the pack. Yeah. And he's going to get better at doing that thing. So you're not going to have the equality of outcome. He's going to get more. Yeah. More money or more whatever the reward is going to be given to him because he's doing it at the highest level of those people. Because he's obsessed with that thing. I've always been obsessive. Yeah. And we've talked about on here, whether it was the guitar playing or it was the photography at a point in time when I was walking around with a camera on me all times, or it was, you walk downstairs in my parents' basement and there was always something like a canvas on the easel and I was always doing a painting, or it was the women that I was just thirsty for and did anything to possibly try to get women to be involved with me because I was insecure and needed constant validation all the time. Or it was drugs, right? Or whatever it was, like I was head over heels for it. Like I was doing the damn thing for it. Yeah. It just so happens that I just found my most healthiest version of obsession, or my most healthy obsession, I should say, which has been mindfulness and attention. And clearly, because I've been on here preaching that for like a fucking year now, that's all I give my attention to, is finding new ways to become more intentional, more definitive in my movings, and more deliberate in giving attention and receiving attention. And I think it's just a cycle. It just feeds itself. So I see the obsession and from that takes place from the intuition that even moving with that obsession would bring me something. Yeah. And then I just see the incremental steps. I see the incremental steps every day. So then it's positive reinforcement that you're getting from people. It's positive reinforcement as I get better and get better. It's like, yep, this is the thing to do. Yep, I just got to keep doing it more. Yep, I'm getting better. Okay, more positive reinforcement. It's coming back. It's feeding me more. Yeah. Okay, cool. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. And you just keep going. So I'm just going to continue to get better. And it's because like you are breaking or deciphering the codes of the algorithm. So am I. Yeah. For how to live my life. Mm-hmm. Like I'm getting better at deciphering exactly how it is I'm supposed to make my next move. And it just keeps getting better with every step.
And that's why this is my favorite podcast, shit like that. Because I relate to that so much. Like I think people say the word obsessive and like, nah, that's not a joke or a bit. Like literally, like this is all I think about. Like motherfuckers be like, oh, no hoes. I'm like, I don't need hoes. I need accolades. I need revenge.
People be, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy that like people still, because again, I'm so distanced from a lot of different worlds.
Yeah.
It's so wild that people are still looking at other people and be like, man, you ain't got no hoes though. Like that's a wild thing.
Y'all can have that. Like, y'all can take that.
That's
please.
So wild that people say that. You ain't got no bitches though. What?
Like no accolades.
What are we talking about right now?
You ain't got no comics. My friend was like, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I have like a bunch of frenemies, a bunch of like, and he was like, yeah, well, you know, me and a bunch of people, we say that you're contrarian. I said, hold on. Who? Tell me who. You mean you and a bunch of other motherfuckers not doing shit when it's to call me contrarian? Give a fuck what y'all think? What are y'all talking about? Bro, I just saw it. I forgot my point.
Right. You just went off smoke logs.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Yo, Mike, we might need to name this smoke log.
I love it, man. But whatever motivates you, just do it. You know what I'm saying? I just preach genuinity. And I think that is why I come in here. Like, I feel like comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I'm around people like me.
I'm glad. I really do appreciate, and I do feel that sense of familiarity and love that you have coming here. I really do. I enjoy that.
I mean, there's certain guests that just stick out, like him, like Stokes, Brad. You know what I'm saying? Like, just shit just feels real natural.
Yeah, Shiffy. Shout out Shiffy P.
Yeah, like the shit just feels real natural.
I mean, this is like I said, man. This is a great platform.
And I love everyone.
Keep
that in mind.
Yeah.
I love everyone.
You say you love your children, but like, come on now. We know.
There's one.
We know. Come on, bro. We know. No, that was my thing was like when I popped up, like my first time, like, I'm gonna be the best guest on this bitch ever. And I started listening to some more podcasts. I was like, listen to Lil Ma, I listen to Rich. I was like, fuck. All right, maybe top 5. Like,
there's some good ones.
There's some amazing people
some good
that
ones
y'all have linked up with.
Yeah.
That are just they're just incredible.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out to Ada too. Love her. She had a great story. Keion, last words for the people.
I'm gonna jump back into something you said. Self-doubt is a poison.
Oh yeah, Keion feeling that.
Self-doubt is a poison. Look. I got back into school recently. I know I talk about this all the time, but it's I'm dead ass, like just really happy with myself about that. I didn't see this for myself getting back into this shit. Just the whole learning something all the time, every single day. Like it's, I feel like it's starting to change me a little bit. Like I'm averaging like a 3.3 GPA right now. Like I got a fucking 96 in this networking class.
My God.
That's been kicking my ass all year.
Very nice.
Like, I feel great about that. And, you know, I hope people out there just, you know, jumping back into something scary too. And, you know, taking their time with it. You know, I'm looking this 16-week course in the face, or this 16-week semester in the face, and just rocking. And I'm just happy with the outcome.
Nice.
Do I have any last words?
Mr. Stokes?
I just want everybody to be true to themselves. I want you to, whatever gets you out of bed in the morning, whatever that thing is, embrace it and don't let anybody tell you you're doing anything wrong.
I acknowledge that I come from a place of privilege in various spaces and on various occasions. So sometimes I come on here and I speak about doing things and making leaps and bounds and finding yourself and getting shit done and sticking through all the difficult stuff that brings you to a refreshed, a nude version of yourself, right? And I speak and it can be very florid and highfalutin and all, right? So that was just...
Disagree.
Highfalutin.
I'm gonna let you cook, but...
And the point is, I know that it can seem a bit out of reach sometimes. Some of the things I talk about may seem a bit mystical and weird and fantastical and romanticized. But it's well within the database of possible human experience. It is a thing. It just may not be a thing that you're experiencing in this moment. But it is a possibility. It can happen. With that acknowledgement, again, from Katie, thank you so much, Katie, comes the understanding that it takes a lot to be able to clear your mind and sharpen your intuition in all of your mental faculties in all the ways that it's a Swiss Army knife, right? For all the different tools that you need at any point in time in order to be able to see and cut your way forward. I completely understand that as well. We can just do the best that we can at any moment that we find ourselves in. What I implore people to do is just do something that it bears, direct semblance to what you were saying about 5 things a day to try to get better. Do 1, right? If you can't bear 5, do 1. Because what I do believe is that if you take a step and you can achieve a step, just a step, you can get the positive reinforcement from that 1 brick that you laid. And you figure out how to lay that 1 brick as perfectly as possible. Take that 1 step as perfectly as possible. And you know that you can do that. Then you focus on the very next step. Don't look at the huge picture. That can be daunting. That is what will fuck you up. 1 step, 1 brick. Do that. I think getting started, I think the first big push is what people's problem is. But because they're looking at a huge push, 1 step, 1 small push, 1 next step, another brick. And then what happens is you start to create momentum. I'm assuming we might have had to do it together at one point in time. I don't know. If you've ever had a car just stop and you've had to help someone push a car and they just had to put it in neutral, it's very, very difficult to get the car started to roll, right? But once you get it rolling, assuming you're not going uphill, it's extremely easy to continue to just push the car.
Right.
It's moving with momentum at this point. Mm-hmm. The hardest part is just getting started. Just choose something that is doable, that you can do, and just do that. And just continue with the momentum. And then before you know it, week, month, year, you'll be looking back and just think, how the fuck did I even do? Like, how did I do this? Like, how did I get to? But you can't. If looking a year ahead is too far, don't do it. Bring it back. Bring it back to something manageable and manage that. Those are my last words. Episode 114. Thank you, sir. Woo! Thank you, sir. He will be back. He will be back. This is not the end.
3 more decays.
Less sober next time.
Peace.
Drink champs.
Drink champs. Yo.
I had a feeling, bro. Almost